SURHIMS.com/RADIO.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. RAMP.com/sports.
If you haven't updated your windows, you could be throwing money out the window. Don't let the cool air out. Upgrade today with J-Tech Construction. For a limited time, get 60 months with 0% interest. Plus, as an added bonus, every window gets a special rated UV upgrade for free. Save money, keep the cool air in, and be happier when you upgrade your windows with the official exterior experts of Nebraska Athletics. For more info, go to yourexteriorexperts.com. Subject to credit approval.
Creighton baseball is back on the radio this season. I'm John Bishop. Check out the complete schedule of broadcast games on 1620thezone.com and gocreighton.com. Baseball on the radio. The Creighton Blue Jays on 1180 The Zone and 1620 The Zone.
Tired of having a website that doesn't reflect the quality of your brand? At JM Online, we special business needs. Your website should be more than just a digital billboard. It should be a powerful tool that grows your business. Awarded Omaha's best web developers in 2023, we're dedicated to local business success. So if you're ready to take your website to the next level, go to jmonline.com and request a call.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
A crossover is crossover dribble. Sing for the crossover.
Kyrie Irving, crossover in the lane.
One of the most famous crossovers of all time.
Behind the back, an ankle breaker on Chris Paul.
Crossover. Double crossover. The crossover continues to evolve.
All right, time for the crossover. Hello, my friend. Hello. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sponsoring Yeti. That's a nice endorsement for you.
Yes. Yep. We'd like to welcome them to the team. Team Happer.
Are you on the Yeti racing team?
No, what's that? Like a NASCAR?
Yeah, I didn't know if you like we're being sponsored this summer by Yeti when you're out golfing. You've got a Yeti polo and a Yeti hat.
I don't have a
and
Yeti
then you're
polo.
in a Yeti cooler in the golf cart?
I certainly could, though, if Yeti wanted to, if Yeti was interested.
I'm actually surprised we don't have a golfer that has a Yeti endorsement where there's a patch, at least. Some type of Yeti insignia.
And then he carries around a Yeti cup the entire time?
Yeah.
Maybe rolls around
the caddy
a Yeti
has to have
cooler?
it. Yeah, there's got to be visibility of the Yeti.
Yeah.
What's in the Yeti, you might ask? Well, let your mind wander.
Yeah, white people love Yeti. I'm dead serious. I mean, they have a whole store out at the Outlet Mall now.
Yes, they do.
And I was in there, man, and
is that where you got the hat?
That is where I got the hat.
All right.
All the cups and all the stuff and the coolers. People love Yeti.
It's product placement. You see a Yeti.
How do you become one of those brands that everybody just loves?
You have exposure. You get a celebrity. You get a influencer.
But everybody just yeah. I mean, I know it's an expensive cooler, but I'm gonna buy it because it's Yeti.
Okay.
Good product at a great price.
A discussion earlier. You're watching Succession, right?
I am.
Now there are certain fashion parts of that show. It's like quality, very casual living, but there is a cashmere ball cap that is worn and it looks great.
Yeah.
So I was at a place that had a cashmere ball cap and I was like, could I rock this?
You want to get a Kendall Roy hat?
Because right now I want to get away from it's golf season. So I don't want team centric hats.
Oh,
so my one golf course hat.
You want just blank hats.
I was thinking about a blank hat. So you know what? I thought I'm going to look at this and see what I would look like. Now it's too much for me. And then I looked at the price and I was like, "Ooh,
It's way too much. Yeah.
who in the Josh the other day was talking about spending $40 on ball caps. Do you know what the price is of a good cashmere ball cap?
I do not.
No. No, I have no idea.
A few $100s.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's insane.
I bet.
It's a ball cap.
But because of that show, I bet that company, their stock went through the roof of people buying.
But nobody knows what it is. It's just blank.
No. It's a
There's
cashmere
no-
ball
Yeah,
cap.
the camel I had,
no
I just thought
logo.
was a logoless, a hat that looked.
They do a really good job in that show of not doing any. They do not really do any brands.
Yeah, there's no like Coca-Cola ad in Times Square in the background.
Yeah, most of the brands they talk about is actually crapping on them.
Yeah, but like they're set. So, can't remember one of the characters. Their kitchen apparently has become really popular in the design world. Like people see that and they go, "That's the kind of kitchen I want."
I mean, like, yeah, I want a nice kitchen. I want to.
Yeah.
I would love any of the things that they have in
they're
Succession.
influencers.
Yeah,
You could be an influencer for Yeti.
See, I don't know.
That could be
though.
your selling point.
Like, I get the idea. I get where you're going. But like, the whole point of that show is that they are so rich and they live in such their own world that it does not apply. Their problems that they have do not apply to anybody else on planet Earth. They're just their own problems confined, and they think they're the most serious problems in the world.
Right.
And the kids get really, really, good or bad and focused on fixing those problems, and thus they have no idea what actually happens in the rest of the world.
Yeah,
So you don't think like
They are
good rundown.
completely detached from society.
you don't think more people
Agreed.
use the F-bomb? It shows an influence.
Oh, the amount of F-offs and
so
in the casual way. I mean, hell, it was even on Kendall's birthday card. Instead of like "I love you" or "Happy birthday," it's F-off.
that. So all of us like that show.
He does. He'll. If you see him in public, if you see Brian Cox in public,
You just want to say,
Oh
that. Yeah. Brian Cox. Oh, I
Bleep
love you in
off.
Succession.
tell me to
Oh,
bleep off, please.
yeah. Come on, tell him.
come
the
on.
only he will. So people have tried to get him to do F off
On
and
camera?
then McDonald's,
Yes.
and he goes, "No, not today."
Well, he did. He almost did.
Yes.
Maybe it wasn't the McDonald's one. He's in another thing right now, like a credit card. I can't remember which.
By the way,
card it is.
he's
Direct TV
Direct,
ads.
yeah, that's it.
he's
DirecTV.
he's
Yes.
everywhere now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the voice.
But he's Logan Roy.
well.
Quit
It's,
punching in my ear.
I mean, initially when I heard the McDonald's commercial, I was like, "Okay, that sounds familiar." And the second time I heard it, I was like, "Dang, that's a great pickup." But so with that show that we all watch and like, there are usually when you get to the finish line of those type of shows, they limp. They have pulled something off where they are getting better every single Sunday.
That
night.
is right.
That's true.
They
I
are not
can't
limping to
wait.
the. They are not limping to the finale.
Are
Yeah,
you
where
there?
you at?
Are you
So
there?
I'm not there yet. Nope. We
A couple
are.
more weeks.
We're in. So we're just closing out 3. So the last episode I saw, which was on Sunday, was okay. So it was right after Kendall's birthday party. So now they're finding out that Tom is probably not going to have to do prison.
Okay, you're in the previous season still.
Yep. Yes, I'm not. So
gotcha.
I'm not on the.
You got about
last
2
season.
weeks.
Okay. All right.
So we
Yeah,
need
you're
pick
gonna
it
have
up.
to. You're
Okay,
gonna
so
have
I'll
to
step
get
it
there
up.
by the end of May.
Yeah, I'll step it up. I'll get it going
because the last one is going to be spoiled by.
and that'll be unavoidable. Yeah.
I have
Okay.
heard conversation about and speculation about what may happen on this coming week's episode, and it's supposed to be a doozy.
Oh.
See,
Yes.
again, it's gotten better.
Yes.
You thought once they had a big left turn. I don't want to
Mhm.
ruin anything
No,
for
no,
you.
you're
They had
good.
a big left turn that it would go downhill.
No.
But it's like the best thing that happened to that show because the writing has and the storylines have gotten better every single week afterwards. Like I say this every Monday. I'm like, wow, that's the best episode they've done. I said that episode
Mhm.
and since, and even this past week, I thought Sunday night was fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, and since
Great Shiv and Tom stuff.
I think it was 2 weeks ago when
Or
you
horrible,
when you
whichever way
said
you wanna look.
you had brought it up on our show about holy cow, Succession, like, oh my gosh. And I was seeing that reaction without getting any detail. Even that,
yeah,
this is how good it is. I can't imagine what might happen because I could see it going in so many. So you say a left turn, it could go so many different directions as far as with what character, with how that happens. So that's what's been so great about the show. Is I have no clue what's going to happen.
Everybody's. Oh, I still don't. We only have 3 episodes left. I don't know.
Is awesome.
I have no idea where it's headed. No idea where it's headed. And then there's Barry, which happens right after that, and
which also took a turn.
Yes, that is taken quite a turn.
Yes.
And I wouldn't say that is necessarily doing its best stuff right now, but it is different. And I mean, that show has completely changed.
It takes a swing every week.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And they almost feel like they're limping to the finish line.
It does feel like
they should have just ended it the previous season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the story wrapped up a little bit, but yeah.
I've heard the same about Ted Lasso this season.
Yeah, so Ted Lasso feels like we're searching.
Which seemed
I haven't dove in
which
yet.
is hard for me to believe because at the end of season 2 I was so ready for more, and I'm like, oh well,
I've
clear path.
only seen the first episode of the final season, so we're stockpiling.
But I expect it to pick up, or at least I'm waiting for it to pick up. All right, question here around the room. Last time you ate cotton candy off of a stick, you put a stick in your mouth with cotton candy.
I may have done it one time since I was 13.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I haven't.
What sporting event?
It would have almost certainly been at a baseball
farmer's
game
market
or a carnival.
I think we went to
something
Disney
like that.
on Ice, and I got some for Reese, but I maybe pulled some off, so it didn't even go directly off the stick, so that doesn't count.
Yeah,
you don't eat it off.
It would be a pull.
Like you don't eat it like corn in the cob.
You did not see the Angels game last night.
Oh,
what happened?
So
eating corn the wrong
they got
way?
fixated on a.
By the way,
couple.
you guys can't say that. Don't talk about eating corn the long way. That's not a thing that we should be talking about.
I think it's funny.
Well,
but you have to start from the bottom and move to the top.
This man has
That's the way
cotton
they describe
candy
it.
eating down to a science.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's
So
deal with cotton
they
candy.
were the Angels game last night. They were fixated on a couple, an older couple. It's not like teenagers on a date at the ball game.
No,
They're an older fans of the Angels, and so the broadcast spends a lot of time talking about them eating cotton candy, and they were fascinated.
I love baseball.
He has pulled it off, and it appears as though he is twisting it into his mouth, spiraling it.
Oh yeah,
to maximize the cotton candy input.
What is this?
It's an odd choice.
Just dangling it in front of his wife.
Is there an age limit on cotton candy? Because I don't find myself ever going to an event.
I just don't eat. I don't like to eat stuff that's sticky.
I feel
this
like
is the
also-
stickiest thing in the world.
I feel like the cotton candy man no longer exists.
What's
You
the
remember the
problem?
vendor in the stands would
Oh,
have
cotton candy,
but
I know the exact
when you see
guy,
him
yeah.
anymore.
No,
He's now relegated to the little stand on the concourse.
Did you know Vodka Lemonade guy is back at Warner Park?
Ooh.
Yeah, he
Really?
sings songs to people about vodka lemonade.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
he's back. I'm just waiting for Cotton Candy guy to come back.
I don't know, man.
Because he
What
started
about Lemonade
young.
Guy at
Yeah.
Haymarket?
When he was at all the events, like when I was a kid, he was probably in his early to mid 20s. So he probably just got out of the cotton candy business, but that's iconic.
Oh yeah,
at local sporting events, cotton candy, ibit.
He was so good that you didn't like cotton candy, but his presentation and his selling, you bought cotton candy off of his stick.
Is Lemonade guy still at Haymarket Park? Lemonade, wee.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking of.
Okay.
As I remember, the last home game would have been last year that I did. Yeah, I think he was.
Thank God.
Yeah,
thank God.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll
Because
tell
it'd
you
feel
what,
weird if I didn't hear him. But
Lemonade, the guy selling the lemonades at the baseball games, they're gonna get me every time. The big cups of lemonade with the ice.
I remember,
and he's just sweating from the heat.
And then in their stand, they have like the real lemons that it looks like they've
Yes.
freshly squeezed.
Well, at the College World Series, they do. They actually squeeze them. I asked them for a thing that we did on the World Series last year, like how many lemons they. I went everywhere in that ballpark trying to find any little thing I could talk about, and they told me that how many lemons they squeezed. I forgot the number now, but it was like, yep. All right.
This had to be forever.
Let's put it on the
ago.
broadcast.
But I remember a 7-Up guy. Now, would that have been at Rosenblatt, old Omaha Royals?
What did
days?
he say? How did he
He'd
do
go,
it?
Save it up.
I don't remember that one.
And it would like stay with you for days. And it like, who's selling 7-Up? Who's vending 7-Up right now? So it had to be like way back in like Rosenblatt days. Maybe it was a day at the K. I don't know. It's definitely a baseball game, but it was. It was Save it up.
Are frosted malts still going?
They're still going, but I think they've fallen down the ladder.
Frost and malts, frozen lemonade's still a thing I saw.
With the wooden spoon?
Well, the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
But the frozen malt. Well, so we don't have.
You used to be able to get chocolate or lemonade.
Yeah. We are now relegated to just vendors at a baseball game around here. Because you don't go to Pinnacle Bank and see vendors up and down the aisles, or you don't go to CHI, or Baxter.
No, but that's pretty normal for arenas, right? They don't hawk the stuff in arenas.
Instead, you can Grubhub it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some places do. Some NBA arenas do.
I never really remembered them hawking them at arenas, except for beer.
Are you surprised that they do not hawk beer at CHI, Baxter, or PBA?
They should get a guy and put a thing on them. Well, they have the guys at Kauffman Stadium where they have it in a tank.
Yep,
that's on their back, and then they just in there.
So when the Icebox first opened in Lincoln, they had that.
That's genius,
and it was super popular, of course. And they just have a backpack, and they would have the nozzle, and they would just pull cups out, and fill it up and hand it to you.
Yeah, it's perfect.
See, we're gonna miss
how
that.
How are they not doing that at CHI?
How are you all going to explain to your kids the fun time of passing money down the aisle and the food?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's probably why. It's because cash. There's no. I mean, all of our arenas are cashless now.
Sad. It's America gone
wrong. It is
wrong.
sad. Because then you give a couple extra bucks to the guy.
Yeah.
Who's giving a little extra effort.
We had a caller long for the days of Stan the Singing Beer Man.
What did Stan sing?
I don't know.
I don't remember Stan either.
I don't remember
You'd have
Stan.
to be more specific.
I remember the name. I assume it's a Rosenblatt.
Who was the Miller Lite guy? Remember the Miller Lite guy in the commercials I'm talking about? Was his name Stan? Is he talking about the commercial?
Oh,
remember that guy?
Well, the Metrodome had the famous Wally the Beer Man.
What did he say?
He sold beer, but he was like, "Be here, be here,
there it is,
be here,
Okay.
be here."
I like that.
Yeah.
And he would run basically up and down the aisles of the Metrodome. And then I think they had a falling out with the Twins because he ended up working for the Saints for a while.
Horrible.
I don't know if he's brought back like as a celebrity once in a while at Target Field. Now he's an older gentleman.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was be here, be here, be here. And he would remember they would have the case. So he would sprint to the bottom of the section.
Yeah.
And then he'd stand in front of everybody and go, be here, be here, be here. And then he'd work his way up.
That's
and then
what
he'd sprint
makes
to the next one.
That's what makes sporting events like. That's what makes them have soul. You know,
Yeah,
It
the
does.
vendor.
we're
It
missing.
does.
We're missing
Yeah.
our souls.
Little
You
bit.
got to have that vendor that you, no matter where you're on the stadium, know where he's at, and you
Yeah.
almost feel like
There
you
he
have to
is.
purchase it because he's
God
putting on a
candy,
show.
hibbity.
You don't even want the cotton candy, but he's putting on a show.
No, I'd never buy the cotton candy.
So you go to Wrigley Field, like all the vendors are ready to go. And then once the gates open, they're not in the stands. They're
standing
right
at the
there by
gate.
the gates.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's cheating.
It's the same thing at Soldier Field.
I thought so too. We went to Kaufman and there were a bunch of them at the gate right when they opened up. And
Yep.
I'm like, this, no, you got to walk
Like,
up and
this
down
is-
the aisle.
This is when I'm the most likely to go up to the stand. Like I want to
Yeah.
go to my seat and then them ask if I
Yeah.
want a beer while I'm in my seat.
Now, I did appreciate that did at Soldier Field. You're waiting in line for a beer, and then all of a sudden, you just look. I guess I'd call it kind of like a vendor, his own little kiosk. He's just sitting there and like, oh, can I get one? Yeah, and you don't have to wait in line. It's great. That part of it's convenient. But as far as the actual in your seat and having the vendors
But
working the aisles,
but your soul is leaving.
that's true.
The soul is leaving.
We're killing the vendors.
Yep.
It's very sad.
In stadium vendors.
How bad would you feel when those guys were like working like 100-degree temperature days and they're not wearing shorts?
I know.
I want to say they're like they're having to wear pants, and most times they look like they are sweating up a freaking storm.
But they never show it.
No, I mean they don't look like they're mad or upset.
Yeah,
but,
they're usually like, I'm having a great time.
but you can see it on their face. They're like, "Are you okay? Do I need to call a medic?"
Hmm.
And they're carrying whatever they are, whether it's beer or food or whatever. I mean that's not light.
Now,
You're working stairs.
Are they forced to deny it because throughout a game, especially like that one where it's really hot, maybe be like, hey, you know what?
Can I buy you one?
Here's a couple more bucks. I'll buy one for yourself. I don't
You
think they could
probably
say
couldn't
yes
do
to
the
that.
beer.
No.
Could you maybe have like a water or maybe a lemonade?
I would
Yeah,
hope
like
that
you
they
know
give
when you
them
go to a
water.
bar, you're like, hey, and here's one for yourself.
I don't know, man. That's their paycheck. So they're hustling.
Yeah.
A texter says PBA does have beer hawkers now.
Do they?
I didn't know about that.
I didn't know.
I haven't seen any.
Last I heard,
Are
you
they-
couldn't get a beer at PBA because there's like 6 people working there.
Maybe that's why the hawkers came
They
in.
changed that and it was noticeable. But I didn't notice like a lot of people drinking beer at basketball games this year.
Well, I think there was. So that's a testament to the fact that it just doesn't matter whether you could buy beer or not, probably.
Right. But you might as well have it
Like,
available.
You'll never notice it.
It's a nice convenience at Haymarket Park.
Yeah.
But you don't like notice it. You know,
You don't notice that there's not beer? Or is
well,
that what you're-
no, like
you-
there's like it's available and people are drinking when you go like to a Salt Dogs game.
Yeah.
But like at PBA this year, I mean, I knew the handful of men's games that I went
because
to.
it looks normal. It's baseball and beer, man. Like that's it.
But remember the whole thing of, oh my God, there's going to just people going to be hammered.
Oh, they're going to be drunk and they're going to be trying to get on the
Of
field.
course
But
they are.
But I didn't see like it wasn't people just pounding beers. Now it was at the beginning a little difficult to get a beer.
Yeah.
And certain places you couldn't go.
Like if the fear of selling beer is people are going to get drunk, your fears are going to be realized.
Connor, they're gonna
get drunk. They're gonna get drunk. That's what's gonna happen.
They might drive home too, Connor.
That's true.
Yep.
It's true.
We getting a Bill Moose reaction to first year beer sales at PBA?
Yeah, I didn't see anybody throw any beers on the quarter field. Not this year, anyway.
No beers, no rubber penises, anything like that.
He's probably thinking, it's coming. Don't worry.
Did you know that in the Cincinnati Xavier crosstown rivalry,
I found
Xavier
out.
fans throw rubber
I
penises
found
on
out
the
yesterday
floor?
from Bob Huggins.
Bob Huggins educated me on that
Okay.
little wrinkle.
So they have some in common with the Bills fans.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Must be a Rust Belt thing.
What was that show, by the way?
Okay,
What-
so
what the hell was going on?
So I have a friend who works in a building, does a sports show.
They were like playing music in the background, and they
So-
were just like a bunch of dudes hanging out. So Huggins was obviously empowered to say some very homophobic stuff, which he should not have said.
So Mo told me that the guy has been on the air for a long time, and he's super popular, and he's very conservative, and he didn't know what year the election. He goes, it wasn't recent, but like an election maybe 15 years ago where he just flew the coop.
Oh, 15 years ago?
Yeah, and he went off.
Interesting.
He went off the reservation, and the show just became super wild. He goes, but
like 08 maybe?
He goes, but there is so much racism and bigotry. He goes, I haven't listened to it in years. He goes, but it's super popular in Cincinnati, and he's on from 12 to 3.
Shocking that set
and
him
on a
off.
huge stick.
Yeah.
Wow.
This Walter Mondale guy.
So they just randomly had him on.
So Mo said Huggy in Cincinnati is still like royalty. Like people in Cincinnati love Bob Huggins.
Interesting.
And so the host has a relationship with him that goes way back. And he goes, he's probably on there, I would say once or twice a year. And I don't know why
Oh my
randomly
God.
he was on yesterday. And all hell broke loose.
It very much sounded like Huggy called in and
Yeah.
had some things to say.
Yeah, I just assumed it
But
was some
didn't they say,
really
hey,
weird
didn't
out there
they-
sports
didn't
talk
they preface
show.
it by, hey, you're on the air.
Yeah.
They were calling you. Hey,
And
you're on the air.
he
Yeah.
knew he was on the air.
Now, the first time I heard about it, I didn't think it was him because the voice was not as strong. And I'm like, man, could this be a wild AI generated thing?
Oh no! Don't even say that.
They're out to
Don't-
get Huggy.
don't
I
even
read that theory yesterday.
Really?
It's like
in the
deep,
comment
it's
section.
like deep fake. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Well, have you seen the video that's out there of Kirk Ferentz talking about the gambling? And it's
No.
AI created.
I
At
haven't
him
seen
in
the
a
video.
press conference,
Mhm.
and somebody overlaid the audio.
Oh my God!
I'll have to watch that.
That's horrible.
hilarious.
That's bad.
But that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's
So
horrifying.
that's what I first thought of because I was like, gosh, doesn't sound like him. But he knows way too many details.
Yeah, Drake is
Mm.
about to have an AI album,
Sweet.
or is he?
We don't know.
Got a presidential election coming up next year. I'm sure this won't be a factor at all.
Oh my God!
When will be the first political ad that has AI in it?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're gonna,
And that the fact checkers will be like, nah, that's not right.
but it'll just come from it'll come from it'll come from Twitter. or
Who you
something like that.
protecting? Saying it's fake. Oh yeah. Who are you protecting?
But like in the sports world, though, this could get now that this is not AI. That's serious stuff. But in the sports world, like just think of the passion like in the South for football. Oh, how many times is Hugh Freeze's voice going to show up as an AI generated comment to something? It's
Yep.
going to trigger Lane Kiffin,
Mhm.
and then it'll start a war, and
Yeah.
Greg Sankey will have to step between it, and they'll be like,
Man,
"What happened here?"
Like, I
if this would have,
didn't do nothing.
if the Bo Pelini audio tape would have happened like now, he could go back and just say, "Well, it was AI.
Yep.
It wasn't me."
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't me. I
I'm
wouldn't
glad
have said that.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of the things I thought of. Is first of all, how'd this get out? But then I'm like, okay, somebody recorded it because
Right.
it's a popular show.
Like this sounds like something Bo would say, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure he said it.
But
This
there was
is-
a hot mic.
Yeah.
Is there more of a controversy or an incident that quickly got dispersed without any finale than the Bo Pelini release tapes?
You're talking about the
first one or
North
the
Star one?
Yeah,
No.
the
Go back, the fans.
Okay.
After the Ohio State,
Ohio State game.
That was the network stuff.
Yeah.
No, that
got
kind
up.
of came, and then it quickly went away.
It did.
And
You're
there
right.
was no like resolution, or
they
or
won.
the parties involved did not bring up, like Bo did not
because
pursue
it
legal
came
action.
out the next year.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
they had finished 2011 by winning a whole bunch.
Yep.
They won a whole bunch in 2012,
Mhm.
and it just went away.
Wasn't it after?
But
It was after the UCLA loss.
before the UCLA.
Was it
game.
before the UCLA loss?
I believe
thought it was after.
maybe. Yeah, no, you might be right.
I think it was after, and that was like, oh, first sign of trouble, and then so agenda maybe, and
But
then all of a sudden there it was.
nobody, like publicly, it just kind of all the parties that you thought were involved, just nothing happened. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
everybody went about their own
Still
business.
never been publicly identified.
Nope, except for the person at Deadspin that knows.
Yep.
I've brought it up to certain parties that may or may not have been involved in that, and it's like the
Oh yeah.
we
do
don't
not talk about.
we don't
it.
talk
It's-
about Bruno.
Oh,
It's
no, no.
Voldemort.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is. It is like we don't want to go there.
That is definitely
Like
true.
why? I'm just curious. Just tell me something. Nah, we don't want to go there.
No, that is
Okay,
definitely
but
true.
just come on.
It's like that was 10 years ago. Can you just forget about it?
Yeah.
No, everybody wants to know still.
Yeah. I'm not going to like throw something at
Most
the
of the
person,
same
but I
people
just
are
want to
still in
know.
their same positions.
Yes. Yes, they are.
That's a mystery.
I don't
That
think.
should be. We have some
Well,
good.
Bo doesn't know. I don't. I
have no idea.
I don't think Bo knows. So if he knew, he would just go on a podcast and probably
Oh yeah, he would have.
start firing.
I'm
some
surprised
shots.
Taylor Lewan didn't ask him about that.
Oh man.
Now that would be
he should go on the bus and Will
Yeah.
Compton. We should feed Will Compton a question.
Remember, I thought it was a good question.
because Compton was here.
He asked Compton. Taylor Lewan said, "Hey, Will, if you could say there was one thing about Bo that maybe you didn't like," I thought it was a good question, and so Will Compton was pretty honest about it with Bo right there.
Yeah.
Why not go even further and be like, "So,
Remember the audio tape?
remember the audio tape?
Remember when you beat Ohio
Again-
State in
again,
2011
what do
and
you
then
think
tell all
did
the
that?
fans to
The
bleep off?
fervor that it created around here.
Yeah.
And then how quickly it just went away.
Yeah, that was a wild.
You thought
couple
heads
days.
were going to roll.
I was
There
on
was
the
gonna be
air. I
lawsuits.
remember being on the air when it broke. We're like, and then we had to take a commercial break and listen to it. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting.
The North Star tape. The people that recorded it, they were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
that was me.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm pretty damn proud I did it."
I accidentally left my phone on.
So that 2012 was the year they ripped off 7 in a row to get to the Big 12 or Big 10 championship game, and then it was just like, it doesn't really matter. But then they got drilled by Wisconsin.
Mhm.
But by then it was about getting drilled by Wisconsin
Yeah,
instead of the audio.
the
tape.
timing was still like, why now? And just that they had that in their possession for as long as they did, and then just decided, you know what? I need a little money. I'm gonna profit off of this thing.
Those were some moments.
The North Star one was.
Oh gosh, the way he described Shawn Eichhorst.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean,
This is not going to be
yet-
fun.
and yet
we
Yes,
don't
and
have
yet he's so-
recording of Riley's exit with the players.
And
Yeah.
Rules
I
not
guarantee
gonna,
you, if you want to know, you could probably call Mike Riley. He'd tell you all about it. He'd be willing to go there.
where this is a market that is desperately needing to be tapped into by somebody. Where are the Frost tapes?
I know.
Like that exists.
Has to.
Something like it exists. Or maybe it's just a combination of all of the stories that you've heard over the last 5, 6 years.
I can't count how many times
and that's it.
Someone would let us know, like, hey, by the way, there's going to be something coming out about this incident or this incident. This. I'm like,
But if somebody
what the hell's
wrote
going on here?
would you be shocked if somebody wrote a thing and maybe it's too late now, but it'd be like the real Scott Frost or something like that. Like that is something that people are deeply interested in.
Oh, I've said it for the last couple of years.
I don't know. So
Someone's gonna write a book.
I said this last fall, or actually, no, it was earlier this winter. So he was upset after he had moved away. He was upset at the coverage and the stories that were being told. And so he was talking to a few people that he wanted to do a podcast where he would tell the real story about everything, and everything was fair game. And then I mentioned that, and all of a sudden, the person that he tried to do a deal with or was going to sit down with was like, no, he's not doing it now. And I'm like, well, he's probably trying for another job.
Like,
he wants to move on.
Does he think he's going to be able, if he wants to tell his side of the story or whatever it is, does he think he's going to be able to do it in silence? He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Everybody's paying attention to his every move. He just hasn't done anything in the last 6 months.
He never said, like, there was no Instagram post or anything.
He's never said anything. No words.
Nope.
No, nothing publicly.
Well, Dirk and him need to get back to the table, and
like the best we got is
work
somebody
on
like
something.
saw him at an airport or something, like, or on a golf course. That was it.
Well, then didn't you say
he got in his
saw him at
dented car and he left?
People saw him at the Phoenix Open, and like had some interaction. But again, I don't know if that was brought up.
Yeah.
No, I think like the one at the Phoenix Open is somebody said I'm a Nebraska fan, so he's like actually like kind to him.
Yeah, that's what
he like
told me,
engaged him in conversation.
I find it interesting that he would even want, like, he just seems like a guy who would not want to talk about it and then leave. Maybe he does want to talk about it. I don't know.
I think the further we get away, I would advise him just to move on.
But here's the thing:
not say a word. You're in a losing battle.
It's some about him, but Nebraska doesn't want to talk about it. Nebraska has moved on, right? Not the people of Nebraska,
right?
The University of Nebraska. You're not gonna get anybody talking about it.
No, because the current guy has taken more selfies and signed more autographs in 5 months than you did in 5 years.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And also goes to the UNL rodeo.
That's
Love
right.
the shirt.
With a weird shirt.
I hope he wears that shirt again.
And a weird hat. And he's doing something weird with his arm.
The way that he was wearing the hat.
You got to look closely. He was having a good time. Him and Satterfield and Cook were all at a table together. Like they were like, and they, again, I guess they were signing autographs and taking pictures with everybody.
I bet.
Matt Rhule gets after it now.
See, if he was having some fun, it maybe explains the placement of the hat. I didn't have a problem as much with the hat, but the hat itself, the way it was placed, we've all done that before. We've all done that before. We've been having a good time.
He was out having a good time.
You put the hat on, and however it lays, and you don't even fix it.
Sometimes I miss these Matt Rhule tweets. Like I'll have to go back and look because he'll fire one off and I'll just miss it, and I would have missed it. He's got some funny stuff on here. Just goofy, like nerdy coach stuff. You know, like here's a picture that just puts it out there, and that's it.
Is there a bigger supporter of Nebraska athletics other than maybe Trev than Matt Rhule?
What do you mean?
That just will go to anything in any event, like
a real rah-rah guy.
In fact, he might go to more events than Trev.
We're probably getting to the end of this because Mama is coming with the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to spend some time at home.
More judicious.
Or you're just going to take them out.
But there's a fair question here. Every coach gets a honeymoon period. It just depends on how long by how they play. But has all of his goodwill in 6 months of basically meeting every Nebraskan that exists bought him even extra time?
Like at the end?
I don't know. Like
I think subconsciously, yeah.
Like instead of crushing the guy and you still are very suspect about their season, you're like, man, he seems like a good guy.
Right.
He might be exactly the right guy we're looking for.
Yeah. I think subconsciously, even if you want to admit, like, no, at the end of the day, he's going to have to win. But I think if it comes down to it where you're kind of on the struggle bus a little bit early on, but you're like, you know what, I'm cool. We got to give him some time.
I don't know. People wanted to like Riley too, and they did, but it was immediate that he, people didn't like him.
Well, you had to wait until the end of the BYU game.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Again, I continue to say this. Everything that guy in Lincoln has done in 6 months, if I told you everything from meeting people at events, bringing back former players and former coaches, going to the UNL rodeo, I would say, tell me who the head coach is, and you would say Scott Frost, because that would make sense.
Should have been.
But now it's a guy that's not from here.
Yeah. Yep.
This is his first experience. I've done all of that in 6 months.
Yep.
That's very true.
Should have been.
But I think it has. I truly do feel it has built a little bit more of a runway. I really do. Whether people want to admit it or not. Like those months away before you start the job, what you're doing, and does it seem real? Does it seem like it's genuine, or does it seem like it's completely manufactured? just to try to get on the good graces of the fans. It seems authentic. It seems genuine, and I think there's a little bit more appreciation to that.
But 2-2 getting ready to play Michigan. We'll talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the climate's different
we'll revisit
too.
this.
Like if they go 6-6 this year, that's fine. That's largely seen as a success. It obviously depends on how it ends. But like it's not the same climate that Mike Riley was walking into.
No.
It's not the same climate that Scott Frost was walking into. It's a little different. So I think people will be, a little more hesitant to slam on the brakes just by nature of the situation that he walks into, rather than how many hands he shakes.
Do you think?
Although that certainly doesn't hurt.
Do you think Matt Rhule mows his own lawn?
I don't think Matt has a lawn.
Doesn't have a lawn yet, but
yeah,
back in Charlotte, maybe.
You think he was out in Charlotte mowing his lawn?
I think he's got Bucko doing it.
Yeah.
Do you think Matt makes his own bed?
What's his name?
In his hotel.
But that's
yeah.
Does Matt make his own bed in the hotel?
Ooh.
Or does he? If not, does he at least tip every day? Leaves a tip.
If you're there extended stay, you don't need to leave a tip.
I know, but is there not? He just might.
Bucko's name is Bryant, by the way.
Bryant, thank you.
Close.
Yeah.
So, which of the major college head coaches in the state are most likely to mow their own lawn? So let's put Rhule, let's put Hoiberg, let's put Bolt, let's put Mike Gabinet, let's put Chris Crutchfield,
Ed Service,
Evan
Evan's
Wood. Evan's a baseball guy, so I think he appreciates good mowing.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll even say the Booths.
Okay.
Okay, or Flan.
You rank all the coaches on
who is
most
likely that you are guaranteed that they mow their own lawn.
I'm saying the baseball guys first and foremost mow, because they appreciate a good cut.
You think we're 3 for 3? All baseball coaches mow?
Yep, I think they enjoy a good cut, and they want to be at baseball. Well, coaches in general, they want to have their hand on everything. I think the baseball coaches want to make sure they're taking care of their lawn.
Will is like too intense to mow. Like,
oh no, I think exactly. I think
he
goes over.
Speed mower?
I think he goes over twice. I think he goes over twice. He wants proper diagonals.
Like, you kind of have to be some kind of laid back to take an hour out and mow.
Oh, he might be a speed mower, but he gets it done, and he wants to get after.
Like so he's got no earbuds in. Like he's just head down.
Yep.
I'm going.
I bet you. Yeah, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah, earbuds are going to slow him down. You're right.
I could see that.
So yeah.
Has Nebraska ever had a football coach which you would guarantee they mow their own lawn? We know Devaney didn't.
I don't think Bill did.
I bet Bo.
Yeah, I could see Bo doing it.
You think Bo is a lawn maintenance guy?
I could see Bo doing it. Yeah, I could see him getting really pissed off at the bag when it like.
Bo had some pretty strong dad vibes.
Yeah,
that's a dad move.
A lot of the khaki cargos
off the field. On the field, not.
Dad vibes. I could see. I could see
vision of driving by his house
and watch him mow.
And Bo Pelini is out in his front yard mowing the lawn.
Finding a tricky corner and just getting pissed. God, I hate this corner. Why do we have this?
And then he's not bagging his cuts. Yeah. People get upset and they write into the Lincoln Journal-Star.
He's leaving clumps of grass in the neighbor's yard.
I saw my neighbor angrily mowing his lawn.
He used the blower and blew the cutting out into the street.
Ah, damn it! I ran out of gas and I only had one strip to go.
So who's number one? I think my vote would probably be Ed Service. I bet Ed Service mows.
Yep, I could see Ed doing a good mowing. I think Evan Porter too.
I bet Ed Service, if the weather was a little bit better here, would have a screened in porch. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't you think
he'd have a 3 seasons? Yeah.
He would have a couple chairs out there, a TV.
Yeah.
And maybe like a little a bird, a bird figurine to like keep the other birds away.
I would like to think Mac does, but man, unless he's got a riding lawnmower, that could be stress on your back, because they don't make lawnmowers like specifically for taller people. Like that could be tough on his back.
I don't get the mow vibes from Mac.
No,
I don't get the mow vibes.
No,
from
sorry.
Either I've had kids or I have a service.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hoiberg is a service guy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way Sam's coming over to mow the lawn to say, "Hey, Dad, take the day off.
No.
It's Father's Day. I'll mow the lawn."
No.
Plus, do people at that golf course? Do you mow your own lawn?
Well, it depends on your.
I would assume so.
You're probably responsible for a certain part of that until there's like the actual golf course property line,
Right.
which everyone knows exactly where that is, no matter whether you have a fence or not. You know exactly where that line is. Yeah, I
think we got to the bottom of that.
I could see Matt Rhule being a lawn mowing guy, though. I really could.
If he became a lawn mowing guy, that'd be his walk-off. I mean,
somebody catches him outside and he's
the
just
guy
waving. He's got like a bucket hat and a cutoff shirt on. And he's just like, "Hey, neighbor."
Has he got the zinc oxide
Yeah,
in his
he
nose?
wins.
Yeah,
he wins.
definitely.
I bet he's a bucket hat guy. When we get to camp season, I bet he's bucket hat guy.
He's bucket hat guy. Mm-hmm.
And then if that's the case, and he's bucket hat guy on the riding lawnmower in his new neighborhood, just give the guy a whole year off.
That's when you just say, "Of course you mow your lawn."
They could go over
got a
and
bucket
be
hat.
like, that guy.
Well, we know he loves grass,
folks.
He's on the grass.
That is true.
He's on the grass field game.
I
what
have
do we have?
obtained photographs of Matt Rhule at a summer camp with the Carolina Panthers where he is wearing a bucket hat.
Hell yeah.
It's
He
coming.
should wear them during games. That should be his new
He
thing.
looked like Coach Klein from the Waterboy.
He was talking about, somebody asked him about the smock a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to come up with something different here. They don't, it's not gonna be a smock. We'll do something different."
Yeah, he'll be like the coach from Waterboy.
So maybe
then.
he's bucket hat coach, Mr. Coach Klein.
With Coach Klein. Yep.
He shouldn't coach in the
picturing
sweatsuit
Jim
that he had
Harbaugh as a
on for
baby?
the spring game.
Yeah.
Do we
Didn't
have
fit so
any?
well?
Yeah, don't do
And
that
then the hat.
Don't do that hat.
Do we have any coaches
Again,
that wear bucket hats?
I didn't mind the hat.
Assistant coaches sometimes will wear the big bucket hat during the fall camp.
It's
when
definitely like a camp, like a two-a-days vibe.
Yeah, to give you
Yeah.
the proper shade. Yeah. But like a floppy hat, you're not seeing him wearing a floppy hat like Coach Klein.
Not in game.
Yeah. But the real
would
bucket
be-
hat, yeah.
That'd be a boss move to go without ball cap, but go floppy hat.
Just want to give off the vibe that he's chill.
What would you do as a player as your coach is trying to fire you up before you hit the tunnel and he's wearing a floppy hat? I just don't think I could take him serious.
It's all about the recruits. They'll think it's cool.
I don't know if they would. Like, Coach, come on.
Would you be more or less fired up if, compare Matt Rhule wearing a bucket hat to Mike Riley saying hip hip hooray?
Oh, still bucket hat. I'd be more fired up. The hip hip hooray, yeah.
They got into the hip hip hooray.
did.
though. Everybody craps on the hip hip hooray.
did.
But they
Hip
were
hip
into it.
hooray.
He still does it.
Oh yeah, he's New Jersey Generals.
He's walking the sidelines of success.
We don't
with the
lose at
USFL.
Ford Field.
Spot on.
That's what he said. That's it.
Spot on.
We don't do that.
All right, on that note,
All right, cool.
I'll see you later.
See you guys later. That is the crossover. We'll start things off next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone. Mornings with Sharp and Hanley.
I'm a running Herbie. Don't you hear them boots? Like
I
the
will join you.
mascots in the ground. How it walks along to a good old song for the sons of Nebraska. Harry Herbie. Now it's coming. Look at that furry thing is abound. It's Herbie Husker. He's back. He's gold. He's got a corn cob in his pocket. Overalls, overalls. Bravo.
Very good. Very good.
And I have my next promo.
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. Weekdays 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Canoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Clouds on the increase and staying warm for Tuesday. Expect mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Can't rule out an afternoon or evening shower or thunder shower, especially west of the metro. Highs around 80. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
NASCAR is known for fast cars, roaring action, and big bucks. The Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion features all three, especially the bucks. Until May 30th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play or Double Play, enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Weekend. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
When you keep a car for a long time, it becomes a classic. When you keep your air conditioner for a long time, it becomes, well, let's just say it doesn't get better with age. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and have your old air conditioner checked out. If it's needed, you can have a brand new Carrier air conditioner installed in no time with fast and easy financing. When the other companies send salesmen, Standard sends qualified technicians. It's just part of
the way we do the things we do.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Are you looking to get your start in the transportation industry? 10 Roads Express is hosting an on-site hiring event this Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's for positions on their safety and logistics teams. 10 Roads provides pay up to $23 per hour, plus benefits, a 401k match, and vacation days. Qualified candidates will receive conditional offers on the spot. Stop by 10 Roads hiring event Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. 2200 Abbott Drive. It's just minutes from downtown Omaha. For event details, visit 10roadsomaha.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Email unsportsmanlike conduct on the Equitable Bank Zone Inbox with whatever is on your mind, from your hot takes to what you think is one. The Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone Inbox.
Nick Handley here for DJ's Dugout to thank Omaha for 30 great years. DJ's Dugout is having a huge birthday bash on Sunday, May 28th at Warner Park, and you're invited. Enjoy a free concert featuring Omaha's own Lemon Fresh Day, 5 to 9 p.m. Gates open at 3 p.m. Free admission, free family fun zone, free parking. Clear bag policy enforced. Enjoy Lemon Fresh Day for free at the DJ's Dugout Birthday Bash, May 28th at Warner Park.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees. It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. It is the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you. Busy show today. On a Tuesday, Allan Bell will join at 11:30. We will ask him if the Swifties have cleared out of Nashville.
It rained. Have you heard this?
Many
Have you
people
seen
are
this?
saying this. My wife comes in last night and she's like, "Hey, I got to ask a potentially dumb question here." I was like, "All right, here we go."
I love when a conversation starts that way.
And she was like, how did the rain get in to the stadium? And I was like, well, babe, it's a football stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a football stadium. It's not in like an arena. She's like, oh yeah, it's doing an arena tour. Got it. That was the big story of the weekend though. Man, the Swiftie videos were out there. They reached Nashville. So we'll get to Allan Bell's thoughts on what the Swifties have done to the city of Nashville. I don't know what city she's off to terrorize next. Taylor Swift. But
I saw a lot of custom Tennessee Titans jerseys.
Nice.
That said Swift on the back.
God.
And 13 on the as the number, because that's her secret number. And Tay-Tay.
That's her secret number? What does that mean?
She works the number 13 into a lot of her promotional materials whenever possible. And Tay-Tay terrorizes Philadelphia this next weekend. And then Foxborough.
Oh, man. She's making her way up the Northeast.
Mm-hmm. Well, I-95 action.
She's shipping up to Boston.
Mm-hmm. I think Meek Mill will join her on stage for a song.
Yeah. Now for a duet of Dreams and Nightmares. It's
Go
Taylor
Sixers.
Swift and Meek Mill. She's in Kansas City in August or something like that. That's as close as she gets to here. Didn't get her from Memorial Stadium. What's the deal, Trev?
Well, still have an artist to name for that concert.
It's true.
On volleyball day.
I guess, shoot for the moon, Trev. Go ahead.
Why the hell not?
Why not? Also, obviously, the big story is about gambling in college athletics, which we'll talk about here briefly. That's with Allan Bell of Sportsline coming up at 11:30. Ellie French rejoins the 1 o'clock hour. We're in the middle of a very busy season locally with state soccer going on right now, state baseball starting up this weekend, and of course, all the Creighton and Nebraska baseball talk, chatter. They'll play a game tonight, by the way. Well, a game plus, I guess.
The
Chuck. What?
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yes.
I've read in many, many, many tweets that it's a 0-0 count. The bases are loaded.
Yep.
What's the score?
It is tied. I believe it's 3-3 or something like that. It's tied.
Everybody's getting out there with the situation. Nobody's telling me the score of the game when we start.
Come on, Twitter. Didn't you guys learn this in Twitter school? Time and score. Time and score. Time and score. All the time. I think it's 3-3. But I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
It's definitely tied. I know that. It may be 3-3. It may be 2-2.
It'd be nice to start a game with a little action like that. Bases loaded, nobody out. Just one time.
Yes. By the way, unsportsmanlike, it's 7-7 according to Whopper.
Still tied.
Is that true? All right. Now,
see? Not such a stupid question.
You're gonna make me. We're derailing this entire thing.
That's what I do.
The game, which was suspended due to lightning, will be tied. Will resume tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th inning with Nebraska batting and no outs. Gabe Swanson will be at the plate with the bases loaded and a 0-0 count. There you go. Whopper. Wrong. It's 4-4.
They've had months to prepare for this exact situation.
Yeah. It's Creighton been thinking about for the last 3 weeks. How am I going to get out of this jam?
Yeah.
How are we going to do this? Our friends over at Unsportsmanlike Conduct are asking a question via Twitter this afternoon. How many runs will Nebraska score in the bases loaded, no out situation?
Great question.
Should be fun. And you'll be able to hear the answer at 5 o'clock right here on 1620 The Zone.
That's right.
So you can expect that. Ellie will join in the 1 o'clock hour. And a special guest this afternoon. Who is Chauncey Leopardi? Who is this person that you've put on my list today, Josh? What's going on here?
You may know him better as the beloved child actor Squints from The Sandlot.
Oh, the one who kissed Wendy Peppercorn long and good.
That's right.
Long and hard or whatever it was.
He terrorized lifeguards across this nation for decades.
Yeah. The one who said forever. Oh, cool. He's going to be on the show today. Because the 30th anniversary screening of The Sandlot is coming to Omaha on Saturday, June 24th. The significance of Saturday, June 24th is interesting. It's game 1 of the College World Series final downtown, and they will be doing this at the Orpheum. The Orpheum, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. So Chauncey, a.k.a. Squints, will join the show at noon. That's the lineup powered by the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. Would love to hear from you guys. 402-951-1620. That is how you can call or text into the show. Tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor at 1620thezone.com and the Equitable Bank inbox. Comments on our YouTube stream, which is up there and available for you and most easily accessible at 1620thezone.com. Whopper follows up. 4-4 typo. Sorry, common Whopper L.
I like that. Yeah, if you're using the keypad, the 4 and the 7.
I met Whopper.
You have.
They're
Wow.
like, I'm Whopper. I was like, you're Whopper. Amazing.
What a great conversation.
It really was.
Feel sorry for whoever's doing the closed captioning on today's show.
It's a lot of Whopper. We're gonna get sued by Burger King probably. Should we talk briefly about the Lonnie Walker game?
Let's do it.
My favorite moment was, so Lonnie Walker goes for 15 in the fourth quarter, just scorching hot. Everybody seemed confused. As I think best illustrated. So I believe it was the last shot he made, which is before he came up with the big rebound at the end. About 2 minutes left, maybe a little under that. He's already scorching hot. He's just incredibly active. He's playing with the confidence of like prime Kobe Bryant. Like it's incredible stuff to watch. And he pulls up, takes a step inside the 3-point line, pulls up right in front of Steph Curry's face to take the lead with under 2 minutes left in a playoff game against, one of the best players of all time. And Steph, they had the camera from like the opposite baseline after the shot went in and Lonnie Walker is like backpedaling his way back to get back on defense. Steph just turned around and looked at him. It's like basically just threw his arm, like, what the hell? How is this happening right now?
You're Lonnie Walker.
This is, you can't really be doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he did. And it was a bit of a choke job by the Warriors as well. But the Lonnie Walker game has given the Lakers a 3-1 lead in the series, and it has caused the Chit Chat morning shows to ask, should the Lakers sit their starters in Game 5? My favorite question of all time. Let's dive into it, Josh.
Should the team that was in the play-in tournament, or which team was in the play-in tournament, the Warriors or the Lakers?
The Lakers.
The Lakers, yeah.
Yeah.
Should the Lakers who were in the play-in tournament be confident enough to rest their starters because they know they're going to lose at Oracle anyway?
What's the difference? You either win Game 5 or you lose Game 5 and you you get the rest on the back end of the series if you win in Game 5.
Yeah.
If that's what you're concerned about. What are we doing?
I also love
we are way overthinking this.
The
or we're
commentary
underthinking it. I don't know.
Last night that, hey, LeBron had the worst plus minus of anyone on the floor for the Lakers last night. Schroeder had the best plus minus, plus 14.
Yeah, since plus minus is the stat that gets you into the Hall of Fame. God, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
You don't have to overthink this.
No.
It's the NBA playoffs.
No.
Like,
LeBron was still good. I know he was, he didn't shoot it that well last night. LeBron James is still LeBron James.
Steph was chomping on that mouth guard.
I was a bit miffed at their shot selection. Golden State.
Were you?
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. A bit miffed, I would say. Although,
Steph went 3 of 14.
As bad as it looked when Steph took those 2 long threes with under 20 seconds left, down by 3. I'm like, one of these is going in.
Right?
Like you look back and you're like, oh yeah, well, that's going in.
Still, after all of these years, when he lets it fly,
yeah,
I think it's going in every single time.
100% of the time. And then after the game, the guy goes, Chris Haynes is like, how about Anthony Davis locking up Steph Curry? And I'm like, all right, give me a break. And then LeBron goes, yeah, best defensive player in the league. He's like, he is? What is going on?
Steph Curry had a triple-double last night.
He did.
And really, he just ran out of time because the possession where he's on the floor like a turtle on his back, and the Lakers are just
chucked it. Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, what happened? Well, the Lakers are just going to let him hold the ball on the floor because there's only 5 seconds left."
I felt like that should have probably been a travel when he caught the ball and fell to the floor.
Sometimes that does get called that way.
And then he just decided to throw it out of bounds.
I'm just going to chuck it because we only got 5 seconds. I got to make a decision.
And nobody was standing there.
Steph Curry 0 for 12 in his playoff career on go-ahead shots in the final 45 seconds of the fourth quarter and overtime.
There's your chit-chat show topic.
No clutch,
Steph,
Gene.
not clutch.
He had a triple-double last night. Warriors by 20 or more in Game 5.
When you're one of those players like Steph Curry and LeBron James, you don't have to go for 45 every game to be really, really good and be an asset to your team.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you draw so much attention to you helps your teammates out. So let's consider that.
Unless your teammates are Klay Thompson, Draymond Green.
And not Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole doesn't exist anymore.
My goodness.
Jordan Poole is not alive anymore.
What? I mean, normally your role players don't play well on the road, but there's some supporting cast.
They got some real duds on that one.
Yeah, that was a bad one, but only counts as one game. And I will repeat myself. Warriors by 20 or more in Game 5.
Okay. Maybe the Lakers should rest their starters.
I mean, they're going to lose by 20 anyway.
So a really good, what are we doing? Just a lot of what are we doing questions. And John follows up with one on the Equitable Bank inbox.
Hi, John.
Connor at 1620thezone.com. Tiny Baby Buff said the 6th most bet team to win the college football playoff. What is the matter with people?
I saw that yesterday.
John, it's a great question, my friend. Don't know.
Wish I had an answer for you.
You should probably check their win total before you bet on to win the national championship.
I mean, do these people look at the win total and go, oh my gosh, these people in Vegas don't know anything. They're going to win the whole thing.
I don't know. Colorado fans are hammered right now. Or they're high, I guess. They have no idea what's going on. That's cool. Like I said, not rent-free right now. We're rent-free earlier, not rent-free right now. Also, Josh will have time to comment during the show on the NHL lottery being rigged.
Very rigged.
Which is cool. We'll go through some. We'll actually come back with the Iowa State, some more details on that. Kind of blew up yesterday. The Iowa thing happened while we were on air. Then the Iowa State thing happened. There's been a couple more details since. We'll get into that. Couple Husker football questions. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about Bob Huggins. And of course, we have to cut out some time to talk about Jim Harbaugh's love of mowing lawns. Because this is
going to be a central focus of the show today.
Right up my alley. Right up my alley.
Wheelhouse.
All right. We'll be back and fire things up with some headlines from the day yesterday on 1620 The Zone.
Talking Connor.
The Connor Happer Show with Connor Happer and Josh Odson on 1620 The Zone.
I love you.
It's the 5K giveaway on 1620 The Zone. Enter to win a $5,000 shopping spree right now at 1620thezone.com. It's the 5K giveaway on 1620 The Zone.
At Emprise Bank, we're your partner in possible. And we believe that when we work together, your dreams are achievable, which means prototypes become production lines. Startup plans become expansion plans. And the opportunities you see become the organization you run. Emprise is built for business, which means we're committed to helping you succeed. This is the power of possible. Visit emprisebank.com to learn more.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack.
You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per-ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Allan Bell will join at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk a little bit about this story. Iowa and Iowa State yesterday. State of Iowa. Interesting.
Very, very, very.
Iowa. So gaming officials are investigating 41 student athletes combined at both Iowa and Iowa State on allegations of prohibited online sports wagering. Iowa has 26 student athletes from 5 sports under investigation, while Iowa State has 15 student athletes from 3 sports. And so a couple pieces of information before we go further into this. Overall, University of Iowa received information on about 111 individuals, including 26 student athletes from baseball, football, basketball, track, and wrestling, as well as 1 full-time athletic department employee. The majority of the individuals of the 111 are student staff, so helpers. I don't know what category you want to put them in. Former student athletes or have no connection to U of I athletics. None are current or former coaches. At Iowa State, which does not field a baseball team, the 15 student athletes accused of making bets in the NCAA in violation of NCAA rules are from football, wrestling, and track. Iowa State put out a statement yesterday. Iowa said that they do provide education on NCAA rules regarding sports wagering and the potential consequences. And I'm glad that was a note that Scott Docterman, who we had on the show and just missed an opportunity to talk about this with yesterday.
Just missed.
As he wrote in his story, so Iowa provides this education. And I do think that's what we're kind of dealing with here, just the lack of education or lack of knowing. And maybe there's a couple cases among the student athletes who are making these making the online wagers where it's like, yeah, I mean, I knew what the rules were. I just didn't, I just went for it. Didn't think it really had an effect on me whatsoever, because as Scott tweeted this morning, he talked to the racing and gaming, somebody from the Racing and Gaming Commission in Iowa, Brian Oralico. He says, quote, I can tell you that there hasn't been any information or issues that we have raised any doubt with the integrity of any of the markets involving the two universities. That's different than what we received regarding the Alabama LSU baseball game. So basically, in other words, the Iowa student athletes or the Iowa State student athletes were not betting on their own teams or against their own teams. So that does make the situation a little bit different. And I do think that's where it sort of just comes down to education on the topic. Like, hey, here's the deal. You can't do this. You're going to get suspended. If you do, you have to stay out of it. That's, I mean, so it's not quite as salacious as the Alabama LSU thing. There are going to be some suspensions that come out of this. I mean, one of Iowa's best baseball players is probably going to get suspended. You know, if you know, through an investigation, right, if it is indeed deemed to be found out that it's true, which we have no reason at this point to believe that it's not. But you know, universities are going to have to really take a look at this thing now, especially in states where it's legal and you could do it on your phone. But even in states where it's not, I mean, it's not. If you wanted, if it was, you know, it's illegal in Nebraska. If you wanted to sports gamble, you could do it. You could do it. So even in places like Nebraska where it's not legal at the moment and it is a little bit less accessible, you're going to have to really, you know, put some effort and resources into providing enough education. And even then, you don't know. Like even then, you don't know. You cannot say with 100% certainty, oh yeah, you know, we've provided the education, we've provided the resources. Our student athletes are 100% going to stray away from this stuff. There's no way you could do it. Just like anything else, you know, in members of teams or athletic departments, stuff like that. There's always going to be people who break the rules. But all you can do as universities is provide enough information to sort of stray them in the other, you know, lead them in the other direction. And I really think that's the issue that we're dealing with here. It's not so much like, oh, we have people betting against their own teams. Yeah, they probably just wanted to bet on NFL Sunday.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Because who doesn't?
Brian Ferentz was shaving points.
Yeah. I did
I don't think it was that.
That was I did watch that fake video. Pretty funny of Kirk Ferentz. This is really because when I was in college, and maybe it's just the people that I hung around, like when I was in college, sports betting was not as mainstream as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the kids are, and there's a whole lot of, you know what I've noticed too? Like there is a lot of content creation about betting. There is a market right now for people to talk about sports betting. And because of that, I think we've seen an increase of it amongst young people. There's a lot of people who are just on TikTok and or Twitter, Instagram, whatever, who have made a pretty big following of talking about gambling in a fun and entertaining way. Whether it's right or wrong, like whether they're making accurate picks or not, some of these people's bits is like, hey, we're just gonna talk about it in a fun way that appeals to young people. I don't think that's the goal of the entire thing, but it does. And I think because of that, that has definitely taken, you know, that has definitely taken a hold, I think, with younger people. This was not a thing when I was in college like 10 years ago. But it is now. So I think it's a little bit tougher to get away from and it's easier to get into, certainly. And especially in a place like Iowa where you can just do it on your phone.
And now part of every training camp and preseason regimen, there will be the gambling meeting.
What's a money line? No, the opposite of that.
No,
we don't want to.
Can't do it.
If you're asking that question, that's a good thing. Keep asking that question.
Every locker room will now have a what in MLB is called a Rule 1 poster warning you about your involvement in gambling.
FanDuel Sportsbook X, DraftKings Sportsbook X.
That's the X. That's the bad
big
one.
Red X through it. Yep. Quick phone call here from Kool-Aid Steve. It's Kool-Aid Steve. Hi, Steve.
Well, howdy, guys. I don't know. I've been out of Omaha for getting close to 3 years, so I don't know exactly the format and who I'm talking to nowadays.
Well, this is Connor. It's good to meet you. I've heard a lot about you, Steve. We were actually just talking about you. We were actually just talking about you yesterday.
Good, right?
What's that?
I'm sure it was all good.
Oh, it was
right?
great. Yes, we only good things to say about Kool-Aid Steve.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of my buddies called me yesterday and said, I don't know, at the 2 o'clock break or whatever, when the other guys are coming in, some of you guys were mentioning that, well, that pain in the you-know-what, Kool-Aid Steve doesn't even call in anymore.
Yeah, we miss you. Where'd you go?
I thought I would give you guys a call. So what is Benning doing nowadays? I heard he left, right?
He did leave. Yes.
Do you know, are you at liberty to say what his new gig is?
I am not. No.
Okay. All right. Is he still in Omaha?
He is.
He is. Okay.
He's probably listening right now. If you'd like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And laughing.
You're doing well, Damon. You deserve it. You're a hard-working, smart fellow.
He is. We love Damon.
So you want my take on the new coach and stuff?
Oh yeah, go ahead, fire away. I know you're shooting from a fire hose here.
I was, and if I had been around and calling in, I would have lobbied for Deion Sanders. And Deion and Matt Rhule are going to be kind of joined at the hip for a couple of reasons. Their first year, but I truly, I was a huge Scott Frost guy, right? He was the guy that I wanted when they hired frickin' Uncle Mikey, and I told everybody that would never work.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed, and I still understand why the Frost didn't work, but I don't understand why we're paying a guy, is it $9 million for 8 years or $8 million for 9 years?
I believe it's 8 for 9.
Okay. Well, we could have got Deion for probably half that amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, Deion doesn't even have a salary at Colorado. They don't have the money to pay him.
Really?
That's what they don't have it yet. They will, but they don't have it yet.
And the way, I was paying attention a little bit on, what the coaches were, and we were, last year when we had Urban Meyer was doing some of the telecast, and he was placating to the fans, the Kool-Aid drinkers, as I call them. That's how I got my name. He wanted that job bad because he's looking for a paycheck. And I am under the impression that Trev Alberts offered Matt Rhule the job for a standard contract of 5 years and whatever, and Rhule told him no. And then he tried to hire a couple other people, and they turned him down, so we went back to Rhule, and Rhule knew that he had the power then, and he said, nope. If you want me, then I want an extended contract, and I want premium money. And then I listened to his press conference. Now, his father was a preacher or a pastor or something, right?
Yes.
And boy, he sure talks a good game.
He sure does.
But I'm not a talker. I'm a doer. Talk's cheap. I don't want to hear about it. I want to see it. Proof's in the pudding. And, then he made the comment that his wife said, oh, well, this is where we need to be. If that's truly the case, then why in the hell didn't he sign the first time? Why did he have to double his salary before the Lord Jesus told him this is where he needed to be?
I'm not sure if he knew he wanted to coach again yet after being fired from Carolina.
Yeah, the first time God told Deion go to Boulder, he went to Boulder.
I don't know. I was told one time that Deion kind of had a interview with some of the boosters and stuff, and I truly, in my opinion, I think Trev wanted to hire him, but the boosters couldn't get their mind wrapped around an outspoken black guy as a head coach. That's my opinion, whether it's right or wrong. But I think Colorado's going to do much better than Nebraska more quickly. You know, we play them in their first home game. I'll bet you we get beat by at least 21.
Whoa, Kool-Aid Steve, where's the Kool-Aid?
No, see that you don't realize. Damon gave me that moniker.
Oh, so it's the opposite.
The voice of reason.
You're wet blanket, Steve.
No, I'm not a wet blanket. I think with my head, not my heart.
Kool-Aid Steve leaves the airways for 5 years and then comes back as a wet blanket. What a change. This is a complete heel turn.
Real heel turn.
Most of the fans don't like me because I tell them the truth. I tell them facts. I'm like Trump. I don't deal in emotions and feelings. I deal in facts. And the facts are Nebraska hasn't went to a bowl game in 8 years, 9 years?
Not quite that long.
We're not even relevant.
No.
We're a joke at this point. Yeah. And, you know, if we go to a bowl game this year, that is a hell of a win for Matt Rhule and the program.
I can't believe you think I can't believe you think they're going to lose to Colorado by 3 touchdowns.
Well, I tell you what. How about I call in the Monday after the game and we talk about it?
All right, I'll mark it down. I'll mark it down.
Thanks, guys.
We'll schedule your call. Thanks, Steve. Great to hear from you. All right, Steve didn't even know who I was. That's how long he's been gone.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Here we go.
Phone's lighting up.
Let me get that guy. Let me get at him. I'm going to get him. I'm going to tell him what's what, Connor. Go ahead. Answer the next one. So here's the deal. Once again, I do not know about the Kool-Aid Steve thing. I have no idea what's going on. When they were talking about it yesterday, I was like, really, Kool-Aid Steve. I mean, he's another funny caller. And he hasn't been here for a while, apparently. I have no idea what that guy's going to say. All I know is he called in the show. I like to talk to people, and we just take calls pretty much right away. That's how we do it.
We like a good call.
Yep.
We like a call rooted in facts.
Yeah. Not opinion. Some people will say that Kool-Aid Steve's just like Trump in that way.
Many are saying
that. Brian tweets in.
Hi, Brian.
He says, please stop taking calls from this moron. Kool-Aid Steve is a moron?
We took one call. We didn't know. We didn't know who he was.
Yeah, look, we're both you haven't been here in the Kool-Aid Steve era. I haven't been here in the Kool-Aid Steve era. So I like to hear from all points of view, Josh. You got to hear both sides.
We caught him up on the media racket here in Omaha.
So he's mad about yes. he needed some information on where some of his favorite hosts have gone. I'm glad. I don't know how he heard about us talking about him yesterday. I mean, good for him. He's got some well-connected people who are listening to the show, I'm sure. He's concerned about Matt Rhule's salary. He says that Nebraska was interested in Dion, which no, they were not. They were not. And that Nebraska's going to lose by 21 to Colorado. We covered a lot.
21. I got to write this down. So we'll call him out the Monday after the Nebraska.
I got to write it in my
game.
calendar, just like I did for Drew. And then that resulted in that one call that one time where he was talking about the hot chicks at Moolah.
Oh yeah. Totally wasn't a free plug at all.
Okay, so Colorado game is the 9th. So September 11th.
You don't say.
September
11th. You don't say.
Josh, September 11th, Kool-Aid Steve.
Well, no, it's an important date to remember, is all I'm saying.
Kool-Aid Steve is calling
Colorado by 21
because he says see you by 21.
Right there.
Got it. It's in the calendar.
Colorado by 21.
Locked in. Okay. DC tweets him.
Hi, DC.
He says, Steve tells it like it is, always right. But he starts off by saying he was all about Frost back when Riley was hired. Love that guy. Joel tweets in because Steve said he could have got Dion for half the price. Half the salary equals half the players. It's true. Saucy Nugs asks a question.
Hi, Saucy.
Did Kool-Aid Steve just get out of jail? Why has it been 5 years? He didn't really go into it. I tried to ask. I tried to ask. I don't know where he's been.
Good point by Saucy.
I am very, very ready for the Monday after the Colorado game,
where we will not have any calls whatsoever.
We're going to just yell at Kool-Aid Steve the entire show. Okay, great stuff. Talking about gambling, and then Kool-Aid Steve dropped by.
You know what? In hindsight, that went a lot better than I thought.
Sure.
As it was happening, I was like, "This is bad."
No, John. I mean,
this is terrible.
If we haven't articulated this before, you call into the show. There's a pretty good chance you're getting on.
Oh yeah.
We could go anywhere at any time.
Real thin wall for getting through me.
We're going for it. This is not just Josh. Although sometimes I will throw Josh under the bus for letting people in, but make no mistake about it. I like when the show goes wild places.
It's the bit. Don't worry.
Yep. We'll come back. Allan Bell will join. We'll
Maybe.
get back to the gambling part. Also, how Nashville has recovered from the influx of Swifties. Next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
At Emprise Bank, we're your partner in possible. And we believe that when we work together, your dreams are achievable, which means prototypes become production lines. Startup plans become expansion plans. And the opportunities you see become the organization you run. Emprise is built for business, which means we're committed to helping you succeed. This is the power of possible. Visit emprisebank.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Kathy Knoyer with Knoyer Garden Center. The beauty and color of spring is in our greenhouse, featuring thousands of gorgeous hanging baskets and hundreds of varieties of Knoyer grown product. Come in and talk with our family of employees who will help you find what you're looking for. Whether it's home decor, annuals, perennials, shrubs, tropicals, or vegetables, we have it all. Knoyer Garden Center is located between Highway 370 and Cornhusker on 66th Street in Papillion. Open daily, 9 to 7.
At Knoyer Garden Center, everybody's got a green thumb.
Mother's Day is right around the corner, and it's never too early to think about mom. Hanging baskets, pottery, custom containers. We have hundreds of ideas she'll love. Can't decide? Give a gift card. Let us help you make her day extra memorable. Lanahan Nurseries, 192nd and Center.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back. Woohoo! Snarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism can affect any family. Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Allan Bell. Sportsline. On the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, we're back and we welcome in Allan Bell of Sportsline. Joins us now via the phone. Hello, Allan. How are you?
Hello, sir. Fantastic. You?
Good. Have you and Nashville recovered from the influx of the Swifties over the weekend?
Oh, it's been tough, right? The good thing is that they're all centrally located in one area. So you could go around them. That was good. There were 8 trillion of them, but you could go around them.
That is that's good, because I saw so many videos and they were all freaked out because it was raining. I assume they just tore the town apart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the funny part is, like, Taylor Swift lived like 3 minutes away, so I was wondering if she took an Uber home.
Oh yeah, yeah. She probably just went to her. She probably didn't even stop by her house. I'm sure there were.
No.
I'm sure there was a whole bunch of people who like figured out where she lived and like stood outside there.
Yeah, probably so. And you know how annoying that would be?
Oh my god!
It's like you do like 3 night shows in a row, and you're like, I just want to go home. Yeah, it'd be tough.
I also don't understand people's. I don't know. I'm not a huge concert guy, but spending an obscene amount of money to see Taylor Swift, and it seems like genuinely these people have like out of body experiences when they go see Taylor Swift, and I'm not exactly sure why. And she has a lot of popular music, but she doesn't like do anything incredible from like a performance perspective. It's very odd to me. This whole thing is just blown up.
You know what's funny? Me and my uncle were talking about this the other day. She's like the voice of a generation.
She definitely is.
Of how like they approach and look at her. She's like their Bob Dylan or their Beatles.
Oh my
you know what
god!
I mean? Well, I mean, for real. Like,
Josh, poll question.
Yeah.
Is Taylor Swift this generation's Bob Dylan? Yes or no?
Yes. Yep. That's the poll question. We're gonna get ripped apart for that one. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, that's how it is. And like, you know, her music is viewed by the people that listen like more than just music. Like, she's speaking in, you know, secret lyrics to them. Like it, and I don't say it negatively. Like it, you know, that's them. They do what they do. But like, yeah, dude, like it's crazy how reverent she is.
You're right. She's always like, they always think she's trying to like say something, but
yeah.
It's just sometimes it's just a song. I don't know, but you know, it's really taken off.
A bunch of songs about Harry Styles. Like I don't know how it gets any deeper than that.
Like, and I feel left out because it's a lot. It resonates with people my age the most because I think probably Taylor and I are about the same age. She might be like a year or two older than me, and so you've grown up with her, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I've somehow never succumbed to Taylor fever though.
I'll tell you this. I've got a picture of her having a concert outside of that same stadium where there were 8 people there.
Oh, nice. What was she, like 15?
Yeah, it was like when she first started. And there's like the nameplate thing is like what you would go get like for like your little league if you won like state. Like it's
nice.
I'll tweet it to you after the show.
Okay.
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane to look at. And like people are like getting up like this sucks. Like it's the weirdest thing you'll ever see.
and then it just took off. Okay, we look forward to that picture as Allan Bell is here giving us the Taylor Swift and Swiftie related updates. I've been curious to get your opinion on this for a week or two now. Where does your mind go when you hear the student athlete gambling stories around? I mean, yesterday was Iowa State. And then obviously there was the LSU Alabama thing, which is a little bit different. So maybe we could treat them as sort of separate things. But like, where does your mind go first when you think about these things and how they're popping up right now at a time at which, you know, gambling is, you know, more and more mainstream prevalent in the country.
Well, first off, I'm surprised that happened before.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you. I think that it makes sense to me that it's college kids and a college baseball coach that are dumb enough to bet on college baseball, because there's like me and 9 other people in the world that bet on college baseball.
Yeah, I know.
Of course you're gonna get caught.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
you're probably sitting there like, come on, man, this is my lane. Get out of my lane.
I'll tell you this: I'm not betting $100,000 a game.
Yeah.
So of course they got caught, because most people that are doing it are betting $8 a game. So yeah, I mean, it's just dumb. But it's not surprising to me at all, because yeah, man, like, it's gonna happen. It's society, and the crazy thing is, these kids can't they can't bet on anything.
No.
Like, they can't bet on NFL games. They can't bet on the NBA. So it's, honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more. I will say this. Any of them out there that think they're going to get past these, security features?
No chance.
Dude, good luck.
It's like trying to rob a Vegas casino. It's not going to happen.
What are you doing? Go rob the FBI. You've got a better shot. What are you doing?
That was my takeaway on the Alabama coach. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. This is
an idiot.
This was obviously going to get flagged, and then it pops up on the surveillance tape. Is you were literally on the phone with him as he was making the bet. This is never going to work out for you.
Yeah, how old are you? What are you doing? You know what I mean? And you were fading your team. You weren't even like Pete Rose going with the team. You were fading your team.
Yep.
That's even worse, man.
It all screams stupidity to me. And then the college athletes, I wouldn't go that far. I would just, and this is what I was talking about a little bit before you came on here. I think there's going to be a real push at the NCAA level, and then they'll force that down to the conference level and then the individual schools to really push education on this stuff. And it's funny because it's really simple. The only education you need is don't do it, and you can't do it, and here are the consequences if you do it. But I do think that's probably most of it when you talk about the Iowa and Iowa State situations. They probably just don't know what they can and cannot do, and that's the long and short of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is, and it's also tough, man. If you're a 20, 21-year-old college kid, all of your friends are betting. All of them, right? And think of any time they get hit up about information, too, about games, right? Their buddies do it all the time. Hey, how was practice this week, I'll say this. The way to stop it, one, is exactly what you said. But number two, as these schools partner with these books, pay them. Work this money into NIL or whatever you have to do, right? And to say, hey, look, you get paid now, to not bet. Just essentially, that's exactly how I would say it, right?
Yeah.
If you're a team and you're sponsored with Indiana or Caesars or whatever, yeah, that's exactly how I would do it. I would say, all right, we're all on the understanding, fellas. You're paid now not to bet.
Yeah.
There's no excuses now.
This is definitely a major part of the changing college sports landscape for sure.
Yep.
It'll be factored into whatever the next version of the NCAA looks like. I want to go back to something you said at the beginning there, which is all their friends are doing it. This is a thing now. And I was talking about this too. When I was in college 10 years ago, this was not really a thing. It definitely not as prevalent as it is right now, where you see it. You have all these different content creators on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, and they're talking about betting constantly, and they're trying to do it in their own creative way. And it is really a major thing now. There's a huge market for sports betting content creation, and inevitably it is taken off. It is a bigger thing amongst that age group of people than it's ever been. I don't think there's any doubt.
Ever. Because it's so easy, and it's so much, and it's fun. That's the thing, is it's fun. And yeah, that's why I say, I'm so surprised we haven't heard way more stories. and especially about college football players or college basketball players, because think how many of their friends talk about this, like when they're just outside of the sport, like just hanging out in their dorm or apartment or whatever. Like everyone's talking about this, you know. So it's man, it's crazy. Like I'm really surprised we haven't heard more stories of it. But number two, I bet college football coaches, basketball coaches, I bet they're all over these kids. Like I bet that they discuss this almost daily.
Yeah.
I'm saying, fellas, just a reminder, like, I'll kill you. Don't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Please stay away. Yes, as much as you possibly can. Allan, are you more of an NHL playoff guy or an NBA playoff guy?
Oh, I like both. I love the Stanley Cup playoff. It's like, I'll get NHL. I'll enter NHL. I don't hate NBA at all. It's awesome. But yeah, NHL.
That's the answer that I was sort of expecting from you, because the NHL playoffs are they're kind of nonsense. It doesn't really so it comes down to the preference, right? How do you want your playoffs to be compared to how do you want your regular season to be? And if you just want the most wild playoffs possible, the Stanley Cup playoffs are your answer. The NHL playoffs are your answer.
Yeah, they're nuts. And, you know, it's funny. You see my buddy were talking about this the other day. Like, you watch the NBA playoff game, all right? And again, there's nothing negative. I'm not like, oh, I hate the NBA. Like, dude, I love the NBA. It's awesome. But you watch, like, an NBA playoff game, and it's run, timeout. Run, timeout.
Yeah.
Right? The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs is, here are 3 periods. You have no timeouts. Figure it out. Like it is just tough, dude. And like once the 3rd period gets here, I mean, it's so intense.
It's so intense.
It's madness. Yeah.
If you have a team, it must be the most nerve-wracking thing to watch. I get freaked out, and I am nowhere even close to having a favorite NHL team.
Well, I'll tell you this: my favorite team, the Predators, stink, so I don't have to worry about that. I was more nervous about a lot of people last night, but for them. But yeah, like, dude, when I think it was like 2017 when the Predators were in the Stanley Cup final, and it was every single game was like what you just said. Like, and I'm a grown adult who works in this industry, as do you, and like I'm like a child, like accidentally vomiting on myself like before the game. Like, oh God, please, come on.
Is the NHL draft lottery rigged?
I don't think. Oh, maybe. Who knows? I mean, I don't think.
I'm here for the conspiracy theories, though. I love it.
I do love the conspiracy theories. The hard part is like, I always go back to, like, to carry out a lie, like, you can only have, like, one person know. Like, once a second person finds out, they're texting their cousin or something. Like, it's so easy to get out. Like, you have to have one person that knows, and that's it. So, I mean, I know. And most people are just stupid. Like, they just can't hold a secret.
Exactly. So. Yeah, this stupidity is the central focus of the conversation today, which makes a lot of sense. All right, Allan, we'll let you go. Appreciate you dropping by, man. We'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Allan Bell of Sportsline. You can find his very responsible gambling picks at on the Early Edge podcast or on his Twitter account. He also keeps track of these things as well, like how many wins and losses he has.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Okay.
He's got a whole spreadsheet going. It's very good stuff.
Can't wait for that picture.
Track Allan's picks. Good luck. We'll come back. Josh will have the odd news coming up next. And in just a couple minutes, we will have Chauncey Leopardi, who played Squints on the Sandlot. And I am very much looking forward to that conversation. So that's coming up after the odd news on 1620 The Zone. But first, the Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers are performing together this year. They are at Pinnacle Bank Arena on August 24th, and tickets are on sale Friday through Ticketmaster. But if you'd like to win a pair of tickets to the show, which I would, you can head to our website right now, 1620thezone.com.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys? Mornings with Sharp and Handley.
Do they ever make a public appearance together? You have your picture taken with them? Like, do they ever show up at the dealership here in Omaha?
We'd have to ask an AE about that.
Meet the twins and buy a new car. Meet the twins. Meet the twins. We're gonna win, twins. We're gonna score. We're gonna win, twins. What's a baseball score? Knock out a home run. Shout a hip hooray. Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today.
Jesus, Jimmy, see what you did?
Oh, I knew this song just because I had a lot of friends from Minnesota in college, and they knew it by heart.
You knew what you were doing with, again, Sharpie, who was stuck. He's frozen in time.
Mornings with Sharp and Handley. Weekdays 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Knoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Clouds on the increase and staying warm for Tuesday. Expect mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Can't rule out an afternoon or evening shower or thunder shower, especially west of the metro. Highs around 80. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson, Watch 7.
The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
Ever walk through a door and see all the trucks? Yeah, it's kind of like that at Gretna Auto Outlet. Half-ton trucks, three-quarter-ton trucks, dualies, gas or diesel. Gretna Auto Outlet will be happy to show it to you. They don't call it truck heaven for nothing, you know. Stop in the climate-controlled comfort of the indoor showroom or online with the virtual showroom at GretnaAuto.com. Gretna Auto Outlet, open Sundays too, just north of Nebraska Crossing on Highway 6 in Gretna.
Watching a ball game at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is pretty awesome. Oscar's offers the MLB package, so your team is always on their upgraded audio-video system, and nothing is better than watching the game with a cold frosty one, Oscar's Pizza, or award-winning char-buffed wings. And with daily lunch and dinner specials, it's really a no-brainer. So get ready to watch your favorite team play ball at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center Road, and takeout at 162nd and Maple.
Are you looking to get your start in the transportation industry? 10 Roads Express is hosting an on-site hiring event this Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's for positions on their safety and logistics teams. 10 Roads provides pay up to $23 per hour, plus benefits, a 401k match, and vacation days. Qualified candidates will receive conditional offers on the spot. Stop by 10 Roads hiring event Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. 2200 Abbott Drive. It's just minutes from downtown Omaha. For event details, visit 10roadsomaha.com.
Email us on the Equitable inbox with whatever is on your mind. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. You can hit me up, agree, disagree, tell me your thoughts on life at Hanley@1620thezone.com. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Buckle up. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship returns to Omaha at Liberty First Credit Union Arena Friday, May 19th. In the main event, your undefeated hometown star, Houston the Assassin Alexander, throws down with the always dangerous Jeremy Pitbull Smith. Also, see Dakota Cochran fight Noah Cutter, Sean P-Town Wilson versus Brandon Meyer, Jade Wong versus Taylor Killer B. Starling, and many more bare knuckle fights. Get your tickets now at bkfc.com.
Nick Handley here for DJ's Dugout. To thank Omaha for 30 great years, DJ's Dugout is having a huge birthday bash on Sunday, May 28th at Warner Park, and you're invited. Enjoy a free concert featuring Omaha's own Lemon Fresh Day, 5 to 9 p.m. Gates open at 3 p.m. Free admission, free family fun zone, free parking. Clear bag policy enforced. Enjoy Lemon Fresh Day for free at the DJ's Dugout Birthday Bash, May 28th at Warner Park.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
All right, don't forget, Chauncey Leopardi will join us here in just a couple minutes. And you'll want to be listening to that interview because there will be a follow-up question for you all later on that could turn out to be very lucrative for you.
Oh,
that's all.
Well,
we'll just leave that right out there.
Intriguing.
Little radio tease. Odd news, Josh.
We begin with Connor. Your Kansas City Royals.
Puke.
They won a baseball game. That's the odd part.
Very funny, Josh. Very funny.
No.
Very good.
But yeah, we are going to talk about puke puking at work.
Josh, very experienced in this category.
Yes, I have puked at work, as we all remember.
Did you? I mean, what would be your advice to Amir Garrett?
You gotta own it. You just. Yep, it happened. You're not going to drink my tears. You're not going to laugh at me about it because I admit it happened.
Amir did tweet last night.
Oh, did he?
He said at 11:14 p.m., all good. And then he did like the fist emoji. It's all good. And then a lot of people just commented, left it all out on the field. I would have thrown up if I was pitching against the Chicago White Sox too, all that stuff. So that was good.
If you hadn't heard, Royals pitcher Amir Garrett vomited all over the mound during a game last night.
Pretty funny.
The 31-year-old was in the 7th inning of Kansas City's blowout win, this article says.
And they've been playing some good baseball lately, by the way. Just don't tell anybody. It's a secret.
Garrett was then taken out of the game. He was escorted off the field. There it is. He tweeted all good. Garrett's certainly no stranger to unique moments like this at the ballpark. You'll recall last August, he threw a drink at a fan. I don't think those two are related.
That's
What's
not
this article
related
doing?
whatsoever.
We're trying to have fun here. Garrett, nope, that's interesting. However,
what's going on?
Well, the article seems to dovetail into the problems Amir Garrett has had professionally.
Yeah, so he fought an entire baseball team one time. It's okay.
And he won. Because that's what Amir Garrett does.
He was a Game of Thrones meme.
But Garrett was not the only one who had the nickname Vomit Comet last night.
Puke was huge last night.
Puke was back, baby. Gary Payton II appeared to throw up in his own mouth and hold it in as the Warriors played the Lakers last night.
That just makes me queasy. I don't like that.
Gary was seen walking off the court after a defensive possession because, well, we don't know why exactly, but his cheeks were very full, and he seemed to need to get off that court as quick as humanly possible. Fans were wondering why. He just walked off the floor and made the Warriors play 4-on-5 on the next possession, which ended in an ugly Draymond Green turnover.
Yep.
The internet made the case that Payton appeared to play an entire defensive possession with vomit in his mouth. What happened to the Warriors on the next possession is almost as unbelievable. Maybe Green didn't know that Payton ran off the court. Maybe he just had a brain fart. Either way, Draymond Green fired a pass to absolutely no one because his team only had 4 players on it. How's he supposed to know that? Guy wasn't where he was supposed to be.
Yeah, seems impossible almost to me that you could throw up and keep it in your mouth.
Now it's gone up and I've gotten it to go back down, but it's never been full cheeks like while I'm exerting myself physically at work and with millions of people watching. I mean, Kay Adams was courtside last night.
She was.
She was.
People forget that. They shouted her out on the broadcast. They always do that at the Laker games. Like, here's all the celebrities. And last night they only did one. Kay Adams is here.
Well, she's the only one. I mean, sure, Kim Kardashian was there, but who cares? Kay Adams was there. We move on to, well,
where are we going?
A different orifice. 6 students were hospitalized after a prankster deployed a fart spray at Caney Creek High School in Texas, according to a post shared by the local fire and rescue squad. The student responsible for the incident confessed 2 days after local authorities launched an investigation into the reports of, Connor, a smell of gas.
Are you saying Mark was right?
I'm saying maybe there was some tomfoolery.
So a couple months ago, you guys may remember the show. I smelled gas. I smelled gas. I had to alert people right away. Hey, come in here. Do you smell it? Brought people in here kind of one by one, and nobody agreed with me. It was amazing, except for Josh. But, Josh agrees with me sometimes.
I'm a good teammate.
He is. So I marched people in here one by one, and they were like, no, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. And I'm like, really? And then it got to the point where our boss at the time thought I was doing a prank or thought that I had farted or something like that. I'm like, I'm telling you, this is real life.
And that
you
boss
really think
no longer works here.
Yeah.
You draw the connection between
You
the
really think I'd be taking it this far and asking like, hey, we need people to get out here and maybe take a look at this if I had just farted and it was a prank? No, I'm afraid not.
The odor at the high school in Texas was initially detected last Wednesday, which led to students being evacuated. First responders spent 3 days searching the building. Students initially returned to class last Thursday. That'd be May the 4th, despite the odor still reeking throughout the school. 6 students were hospitalized after suffering headaches.
What?
From the fart spray.
Oh, come on.
The school shut down.
Toughen up.
Administrators believe there is a second farter. They have not found the details of that. And finally, I don't know if this counts as odd news, but I want to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it.
Okay.
There's a weird narrative emerging on
Jessica?
ESPN.
Oh, yes. Wow.
About the Knicks Heat series. Jalen Rose believes the New York Knicks are losing games to the Miami Heat because of the weather in Miami. That's right. They're losing games held indoors because of the weather outdoors.
Really?
The analyst and NBA vet found an unconventional culprit behind the Knicks' loss on Saturday, which Mike Greenberg regurgitated on Get Up this morning.
Really?
We talk so much about the nightlife and the joke about it being in Miami, but also when you're the road team, you got to pay attention to the weather. And that heat, Rose said during ABC's halftime coverage Saturday, it affects the endurance of your muscles and causes tiredness. If you'll notice, the Knicks in particular are making shots in the paint, but missing deeper shots. Again, these sentiments were echoed on ESPN this morning by Mike Greenberg, who might just be working too much and has no other idea why the Knicks could possibly be losing to the Miami Heat. It couldn't be Jimmy Butler.
What is going on? This is a conspiracy theory.
Bam had 23 and 13 last night. Knicks fans ready to send Julius Randle back to Kentucky after his performance on D last night. But sure, let's call it the weather in Miami is getting to the New York Knicks.
This is very odd.
Very,
very odd. I'm not sure why this is happening. Don't really have an answer for it other than we have a bunch of Knicks fans who are trying to be Knicks fans, doing their own thing. So I have no idea, but it is definitely not the weather of the reason that the Knicks are losing. All right. Thank you, Josh. That is the odd news. We will return. Come back, top of the noon hour. We'll have Chauncey Leopardi, who played Squints in the Sandlot. Should be a lot of fun. We'll come back, and you'll want to listen closely because there might be something, a little piece of information you need to hang on for later. Come back. More next on 1620 The Zone.
For the Jays, the Huskers, and even you Jayskers, we are 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. The spring has arrived, which means you got good weather and you have some of that typical Nebraska spring weather. So if it's raining outside, no problem at all. The Top Tracer building is there to keep you covered and comfortable. You can play virtual courses from all around the world. And when the weather is great, well, of course, you can golf a full 18 or a quick 9 after work. 402-498-0220, Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is and has always been locally owned and operated. Now, with 160 employee owners, chances are one of us lives in your neighborhood. We take pride in taking care of you, our customers, and keeping you comfortable all year round. And as always, our technicians don't have sales quotas. When other companies send salespeople, Standard sends qualified technicians. It's just part of.
Carrier, turn to the experts. It's time to wake up your taste buds. Introducing my new Fiesta Line Chicken Pizza. Spicy taco sauce, generous amounts of chicken, green peppers, onions, jalapenos, mounds of cheddar and mozzarella cheese, and finished with a tangy lime sprinkle. Add your favorite one-topping pizza and my sweet cinnamon monkey bread. Fiesta Feast. Now that's a fiesta for your mouth. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
NASCAR is known for fast cars, roaring action, and big bucks. The Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion features all three, especially the bucks. Until May 30th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play or Double Play, enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Weekend. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Noon hour of the Connor Happer Show. You're on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. This summer, there will be a special event right around the College World Series, Saturday, June 24th, which is the same day as College World Series Championship Series game number 1 here in Omaha and down the road at the Orpheum. A special 30th anniversary screening of The Sandlot with a few cast members, and one of them is with us now. Squints! Chauncey Leopardi joins us on the phone. Good afternoon. Should I just call you Squints? How do we do this?
You can call me Chauncey, Squints, however you'd like to go about it.
Okay. Well, I'll probably go with Chauncey. It just feels a little bit more normal, but I don't know. Forgive me if I slip up at some point during this.
No problem.
How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, Lakers won last night, so we're taking all the small victories we can over here in California.
That's not bad. You're a Lakers guy. Have you made it out to many games?
No, I haven't been to any games this season. Haven't had a chance to get out there, but we'll see how the playoffs go. Maybe I'll catch one.
Are you more of a basketball than a baseball guy? Because I think America would be like really, they would be a bit confused if they heard that.
No, I'm definitely. I've been at Dodger Stadium already this year, so
okay.
I definitely go to more Dodger games than I do anything else.
So I was thinking about first of all, last night I was thinking about how many times I've seen The Sandlot, and it just it's whenever it's on, you can jump in at any point, and it's like, all right, here's the part where Squints is telling the story of the beast, or you're just locked in. Why do you feel like, because I feel like the movie still really resonates and it really taps into that like nostalgic piece of baseball and America and the entire thing. Do you feel that way? And how does it feel sort of being on the inside of that?
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm the same way. I don't normally watch anything that I've been in before, but Sandlot I can always just jump into when it's on or when we do these screenings and stuff. I think that I think David Mickey Evans, director, said it best, is that the way they shot the film, he wanted it to look kind of like Kodak chromatic film. And it's set in the 60s, but came out in the 90s. So it's kind of like this timeless time capsule to this Americana look and feel that everybody associates with, a great time in America. And it's just, it's surreal that it just continues to translate to a younger generation after younger generation, and everybody's still into it, any age range, and you can still pop in and watch it, and it's just good vibes and good time.
What was the process of being casted in the movie, selected to be like, what was that like? How did that even start? And then of course the character that you ended up playing, like what's the backstory behind how Squints came to be?
It was a regular audition for me, but it was a big casting process. They cast it all over the country, and then even once we were kind of down to like 20 or ish kids, and they were mixing and matching us, that the roles were still kind of up in the air. I was reading for Yeah originally, which is not how that ended up, and they wanted me to be Squints, and I donned the glasses, and the rest is history, I guess.
So they had like really specific characters in mind. Like, how did it go?
It was more loose.
Yeah,
it was more loose to begin with, but I think that like they were, as we were shaping up, and David Mickey Evans was, getting his vision in focus, things were kind of shuffling around, and then we did a lot of like, I guess it's what we'd call a screen test, which is kind of like us on film or on tape at the time, kind of reading lines and doing scenes together with a bunch of different kids, and they'd like pull them in and out. And then in the afternoons, we would go play baseball and see if we could handle that. So we did that for like 2 weeks before we went to film. And I think that's kind of where like the camaraderie and the team kind of came together, and you kind of get what we ended up with.
Do they have to like teach anybody like to play baseball? Like how good were you in the first place?
I mean, I was pretty athletic. I was more into basketball when I was younger, but I mean, I could hit and throw and catch and do all that. So I was fine. Some of the other kids had a little bit harder of a time, but for the most part, I'd say like half the guys were really good and half the guys were, proficient enough that it would be okay. But, our baseball coach was actually Daniel Zacapa is an actor, but he played my grandfather, Squigman Palladorus, the one that chained up the beast. So he's the one that was our baseball coach, oddly enough. And so we would go play with Daniel and a bunch of guys over at this Little League field over here in Encino, California. And that's kind of where we got the gist of, can we make these kids look like they can play ball on film?
What is Chauncey Leopardi with us from the Sandlot, Squints from the Sandlot. Once again, they'll be here in June doing a special 30th anniversary screening of the Sandlot. What is the line that you get the most from people just yelling at you on the street?
Wendy Peppercorn. Probably some Wendy. L7 Weenie is a big one. The Forever, is always great. I had so many classic, Squints, your clothes are going out of style, or this type of stuff, So it's just so many fun one-liners.
Chauncey, what can you kind of talk about what it means to have something in pop culture that like dads show with their kids, and it brings families together? Like now it's been 30 years across generations. Like what that means to be a part of something like that?
It's just a blessing. There's no real other way to put it. To be able to have something and be a part of people's lives and their families, and to have, members that have passed away or no longer with us, and to have people tell you that, this meant so much to me, or, I shared this with my father or my grandma or my grandfather, and I showed this to my kids, and now my kids' kids. It's just a blessing to see something that brings genuine joy to people, and people of all people from all walks of life and all age ranges, and everybody seems to just have a smile on their face, and it's just it's a blessing. It's cool to be able to inspire other athletes to play ball, or to, just be able to enjoy in people's good-hearted family fun. It's a real blessing. We've had a blessed life because of this film.
Well, it tapped into everything, right? Like nostalgia is at the heart of baseball in general, and most certainly baseball fans. And I mean, this film does it better than any. And then, especially baseball movies. But you think about how movie characters from baseball movies have sort of become part of like they become iconic in a way. Like there's like, have you ever considered that idea that even though he's not a baseball player, Squints is kind of like an iconic baseball figure?
Yeah, it's really cool. Somebody tagged me in a post on Instagram the other day. It was a guy that's in the memorabilia, like sports memorabilia world, and he was at Wrigley Field, and right under Bellinger's jersey was a Squints jersey. And so he tagged me in this, and this was at Wrigleyville. It's like at Wrigley, and they're selling Squints jerseys right along with Cubs jerseys. And it's all over the country. It doesn't matter what team it is. It's not associated with one thing or another. It's really cool. And then he posted another picture of somebody actually wearing that jersey in the stadium. So it is kind of surreal. I like to get to say that, like, we get to rub shoulders with the greats and these ball players, and we're in the Louisville Slugger Museum, and they've got memorabilia. I think the film's in Cooperstown, and like, it's cool to think that, we never played in the league, but we're kind of legends in the baseball world, indefinitely. And it's very surreal and humbling, and just we're happy to be here.
Does it get any more normal when I'm sure you get tagged in a bunch of stuff around Halloween where everybody's going as Squints and Wendy Peppercorn?
That's so cool. That happened like I guess it's in the last 6 years that had popped up, and it's just continued to be a more popular couples themed costume. And I think they're actually selling it on Amazon and these Halloween costume websites.
They are. Yeah, it's a huge deal now. It's one of the most popular ones.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love seeing that, I get tagged in all the pictures, and I get to repost them around Halloween time when all the Halloween parties start. And it's once again, it's just cool to be included in so many people's lives, and in a good way, and that's the best part about it is that I've never heard anybody say something in a negative manner towards this. It's always been in a very loving, heartfelt, smiley, joyous thing. So it just you really can't get anything better in the arts than to have that effect.
Well, it's funny because I used to think all right, Squints and Wendy Peppercorn, it's sort of a weird couple's costume. But then you follow it all the way to the end. They get married, right? They have 5 kids, and that's the end of the story. They get married. What was Squints and Wendy Peppercorn's life after that look like?
Man, that's interesting. So he buys Vincent drugs, and then they have the kids, and I'm sure that there's some little league and local stuff going on there with that. It's interesting. There's been talk of I've had a couple people pitch me on maybe a show about Squints and Wendy's life older, you know what I mean, down the road a little bit, which is it could be a cool little sitcom type
definitely. That sounds
scenario,
it definitely sounds like a Netflix series.
Yeah, I think that would be it would probably do well.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Hey, Chauncey, this has been great, man. We can't wait till the event in June. We look forward to getting you out here, and you're getting to Omaha. By the way, have you ever been?
I don't think I've ever been to Omaha, to be honest with you. I've been quite a few places, but Omaha doesn't, not that I remember, so it'll be cool.
So yeah, you'll be here, and we have the College World Series, which the city takes a lot of pride in every summer, and it's sort of like it's sort of Sandlot-y in a way. It's kind of grassroots, so the city takes a whole bunch of pride in it. And the night that your 30th anniversary screening is in Omaha, it's game 1 of the championship series of the College World Series. And so there will be a baseball fever in Omaha when you get here, which I think is a really fun and some maybe coincidental, maybe not, but a really cool confluence of events to happen at the same time.
Yeah, it'll be great. I'm looking forward to it, coming and having a good times with the folks. And that's awesome. I've never had that College World Series experience, but I love the heart of the game at that level. And, these kids, they play so hard to get to that point, and it'll be cool to share in that with them a little bit.
Chauncey, we'll let you go, man. Thanks for the time. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good day.
That's Chauncey Leopardi, who is Squints on the Sandlot.
Legends never die.
Legends never die. Yeah, so I, because that always hit me weird. The Squints and Wendy Peppercorn, they're not a couple. He forced himself upon her.
Yeah. I mean,
but then they were. So it became fine after the movie because the narrator, great voice, the narrator goes, they bought Vincent's Squints Pharmacy, Vincent's drugstore, and 9 kids. 9 kids. I was wrong. It's 5 kids, 9 kids.
Congrats on the sex.
And yeah, I think they really wanted to drive that point home. So Wendy and Squints got married, and they had 9 kids, and they bought a drugstore, and they had a life after that. Definitely sounds like a Netflix series.
Yeah, it would have the nostalgia. It would have the reboot factor that Netflix seems to love. Built-in audience.
You would be able to. I mean, it's like Boy Meets World, right? When they brought that show back, or what did they call it? Girl Meets World, right?
Yes.
There's so many different characters that you could just throw immediately back into the fray. It's yeah, my old friend Ham's here.
He stopped at the house. He's in town this weekend.
Yeah. You could just make constant references to the
Mhm.
old Sandlot because everybody would get it.
Yeah.
Everybody has seen Sandlot.
Everybody would give that show 2 episodes. Like, hey, I'll try it. Can't say no to it. I'll give it a try.
I think the thing that movie that will always resonate is the nostalgia piece of it. Like it's summer, it's baseball, it's fireworks, it's kids hanging out in the neighborhood playing Sandlot baseball. Like that will always live on. I think like neighborhood baseball is still a thing, right?
Well, yeah, that's one of the kind of weird aspects of that movie still resonating. Like kids quote don't go outside anymore.
Yeah. But I think they do. I think that's a made up thing by boomers.
I think it's a little overblown because my kid wants to go outside every day.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, it's kind of hot out, kid.
I think that will always be a thing.
But I mean,
and try and chew for the first time.
Yeah.
Red Man. The good stuff.
Tequila.
Yeah, exactly.
I too have
Speaking
vomited
of
at work.
puke, there you go. You should have mentioned that to Chauncey.
I vomited at work as well, sir.
So that was really fun, and he will be back he'll be here in June, same day as College World Series Championship Series Game 1 for the 30th anniversary of the screening of The Sandlot. Tickets are on sale right now at ticketomaha.com. They're going to do a little Q&A. A couple members of the cast. I think we're going to have Smalls and Yeah here in Omaha, which is pretty cool. All right, hang on to the piece of knowledge. Hang on to that interview. Store it away in your brain. You're going to need to know for a little trivia a little bit later on in the show. We'll come back with more next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
The Blue Jay Zone is brought to you by Barry Law. We're in it to win it. The Creighton women's basketball team featuring Lauren Jensen, Morgan Molly Mogensen, and Emma Ronsick survived a great field of teams to win a national championship in the USA Basketball 3X Nationals. The Blue Jays beat Duke in the championship match after getting past conference rivals Villanova and Seton Hall in the knockout round. Morgan Molly was named the tournament MVP. And the best part is all 4 return next year for Blue Jay women's basketball.
Winning comes without a guarantee. Focus, discipline, and extraordinary effort make winning more likely. Sometimes our greatest wins come from major setbacks. Coming back from a serious injury is a win that requires teamwork. At Barry Law, we're in it to win it.
If you have been seriously injured in an accident, call Barry Law today.
402-999-7777.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Improve visibility and save $8 instantly when you pick up a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bosch Icon premium blades can help you see better and drive safer. And our professional parts people will install them for you for free. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
All right, welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Johnson with you. Let's go to Ann Arbor, Michigan, where we find great take haver Jim Harbaugh. Notorious, Josh, great take haver Jim Harbaugh. I knew that would that'd get you in a tizzy.
He has opinions, and they are valid.
Here is his latest opinion. He was asked by great journalist and person Pat Forty.
It's a great question by 40, but
if
it's an upset.
Jim, if you hadn't gone to Michigan and become a famous football player and coach, what skilled trade would you have undertaken? He is doing like a PR run right now for some trade, Skills USA, a trade school, basically, or a group of trade schools. So you hadn't gone to Michigan, you hadn't been a famous football player. What skilled trade would you have taken? Harbaugh emphatically responds, quote, a lawnsman. That's what I do. Mowing the lawn is one of the great feelings in life. If a list existed of the richest Americans who still cut their own grass, Harbaugh might be on it. He made $10 million in 2022, but he says he's still out there tending to his own yard. Quote, it accomplishes 3 things, Harbaugh says. I'm clearing my mind, or I'm thinking of new plays. I feel good about what I accomplish, and I either make money or I save money.
Real quick, if I may interject.
What?
I Googled rich people who cut their own grass, and I have found an amazing fact. Hip hop superstar and mogul Rick Ross.
Oh, I thought you were going to say P. Diddy. I was like, no way.
Cuts his own grass. I don't think P. Diddy has a lawn. Apparently, Rick
Ross cuts his own grass?
Apparently, he saves $1 million a year.
Think about that.
Cutting his own grass.
Think
Because he
about-
lives in this huge, just outside of Atlanta.
Oh, man. Anyway, Harbaugh. I would like to know more about that list. So just hold that. Put a pin in that.
Okay.
Harbaugh continues, quote, "It makes me sad sometimes when I drive around Ann Arbor. It used to be kids mowing the lawns. I was that kid, out mowing lawns, earning some money. Now it's a truck and a crew at every house." And that is all that Jim Harbaugh has to say about that.
That sounds very on brand for Jim Harbaugh.
I'm here to tell you that Jim Harbaugh is dead on in this. Whatever happened to the kids mowing the lawns? And Josh, I mean, you're a lawn mower.
I am a lawn mower.
You were a mower of lawns. You were a carer of lawns.
It's a lib machine, but I got my my mower.
There's just something so calm and relaxing, and you just really get an hour or however long it takes to mow your lawn by yourself in your own world. You can think about stuff. It's a mindless, almost mindless task. It's like driving. It's like driving by yourself. It's just like, you know what? I am here, but I am also in the great outdoors. I'm smelling the smells, and I'm accomplishing something. I'm making something look good. I think I'd be a good. I think I'd be good at barbering. I think I could be a good barber.
You think that skill set translates?
I just feel like I would like it a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think you would like the casual conversation that comes with being a barber.
And I feel like I'd be really good at reading people.
Like, no, that's not what you want, you idiot. Let me tell you.
I'd be really good. No, I'd be really good at like reading people like on if they wanted to talk or not. You know, because there's some people, there's some people at the barbershop who are just like, they'll keep talking to you, even though you're trying to give off the vibes of like, look, I don't want to talk today. Today's not my day. Maybe next time.
People seem to
But
know
they'll just keep pressing. They'll keep pressing.
that I don't want to be talked to. The rare times I don't do it myself and I go out because I want to be pampered. I don't want to tell you what are you playing? What are you doing this weekend?
So
What are you
here's
getting into.
So here's the take on Harbaugh. He's back. Harbaugh's back. Harbaugh's back in the good graces of people. He's not weird anymore. Michigan's winning football games. They're beating Ohio State. They might be, I don't know, they might be the favorite to win the Big Ten this year. They're going to be a playoff contender again. They might go to the playoff for the third year in a row. Like, Michigan is back. Harbaugh's back. And Harbaugh can get back to what Harbaugh does, which is saying awesome, funny stuff during the offseason.
That's the Harbaugh I know and
Yep.
love.
We've missed him the last couple of years. He got really serious on us. I think he's back. He wasn't talking to the media or anything like that. Maybe he could get loose again. Jim, they're going to ask you about football. You can talk about whatever you want. You got the microphone, man. We just want to talk to you. We want to dive inside that brain. So it comes as no surprise that Jim Harbaugh still mowing his lawn and is an advocate for mowing lawns. Do you think Jim Harbaugh cares more about the strength and power of mowing lawns, or do you think Marcus Satter, who's more passionate about their subject? Jim Harbaugh mowing lawns, Marcus Satterfield, and the huddle.
Ooh,
remember his whole diatribe about the huddle?
Yeah.
And he was like, he already gave like a 2-minute answer, and he was like, "Don't get me started on this." Like, Marcus, I think we got you started.
I'm gonna go with
Harbaugh.
I'm gonna go Harbaugh.
Satterfield, huddle.
I mean, we're both one of them. I mean, yard guys tell you that they're a yard guy. You don't have to wait long.
It's true. Maybe we'll put that poll question out. Mustache Adam has an example for us. Poll question.
Hi, Mustache.
At Happer Show. Poll question. Who do you believe cuts their grass more, Harbaugh or Rick Ross? Harbaugh.
Well,
Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh. Absolutely.
I think we were both a little bit surprised. We are not surprised at the Jim Harbaugh thing.
No, feels very on brand for Harbaugh.
We think
Especially
Harbaugh's
the
a
way
liar?
No, well, especially the way he explained it.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense that Harbaugh would feel that way.
He's really passionate about it. Zach has a thought here.
Hi, Zach.
He says, I tip my barbers more the less they talk to me. Maybe after a while, they start getting the hint. It's like, if I talk to this guy zero, it's going to maximize my tip.
If I just say hi and bye, and what do you want?
Dan texts in. He says, I am currently mowing my lawn.
There you go.
Nice. Just throw the headphones in and just get in your own world. Get in that zone for a couple minutes. Dan, happy to be speaking to you this afternoon. Keep them lines straight. Get the trimmer out.
Good luck to you.
Go to town. Do your thing.
Hope it's green and as lush as you want it to be.
Get it before the rain gets here.
It's coming.
We will come back with more next on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on The Crossover.
I am on a rent-a-pet website. I don't think this is legit. You can rent a Bengal white tiger for a month. No handler, $1,000.
Whoa! Yeah, that seems illegal.
Disclaimer, Rent-A-Pet is not responsible for any injury / death that may occur to you from our tigers. However, our tigers are highly trained animals. Can you at least give me a leash?
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Canoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Clouds on the increase and staying warm for Tuesday. Expect mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. Can't rule out an afternoon or evening shower or thunder shower, especially west of the metro. Highs around 80. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Kugler Vision, the only place in Nebraska that specializes in all 7 FDA-approved forms of modern vision correction. Ditch the contacts or glasses for good by visiting KuglerVision.com.
It's time to wake up your taste buds. Introducing my new Fiesta Line Chicken Pizza. Spicy taco sauce, generous amounts of chicken, green peppers, onions, jalapenos, mounds of cheddar and mozzarella cheese, and finished with a tangy lime sprinkle. Add your favorite one-topping pizza and my sweet cinnamon monkey bread. Fiesta Feast. Now that's a fiesta for your mouth. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
Buckle up! Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship returns to Omaha at Liberty First Credit Union Arena Friday, May 19th. In the main event, your undefeated hometown star, Houston the Assassin Alexander, throws down with the always dangerous Jeremy Pitbull Smith. Also, see Dakota Cochran fight Noah Cutter, Sean P-Town Wilson versus Brandon Meyer, Jade Wong versus Taylor Killer B. Starling, and many more bare knuckle fights. Get your tickets now at bkfc.com.
It's good to be able to make a change, to never feel stuck. That's why at Cox, we're making a change too. Now Cox internet plans are flexible, so you can choose to just go with internet, add TV tomorrow, or home automation down the line. It's easier than ever to get just what you want and nothing you don't. Flexible plans from Cox. Change anytime. No commitments, no penalties. See for yourself at cox.com/internet. Additional services can be added at then current regular rates. All services subject to residential customer service agreement and acceptable use policy. Restrictions apply.
A lot of new enrollments, huh? Braylon, Brayden.
Monique's daycare is crawling with new arrivals.
Hey, sweetie, are you hungry?
She needs more early childhood educators.
Did your socks slip off again?
And a nap.
Hey there, little guy. Okay. Shh. Whoa.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Today is the day. Today is the day you empty your garage and closets of your old tech. Today is the day you hang up on that dial-up modem. Today is the day you tell that old GPS to get lost. Because while Staples recycles old tech for free each and every day, today, during Staples' free Tech Take-Back, Rewards members get $10 in Staples Rewards when they recycle their tech. Cut the cord on your old tech and recycle it at Staples. N617. Limit 1 reward per month. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/recycling for details.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
I missed this earlier. We had a good question from Agent Joe on our YouTube chat.
Hello, Joe.
Says, wondering what Sandlot characters Josh and Connor would be. Would Josh be a Ham and Connor a Benny? Huh, I don't think I'm a Benny.
You don't think you're a Benny? I think you're a Benny. Bit of a Benny.
Wow. I don't know. I'm not as freakishly talented as Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Who is really though?
I don't have the aura. I don't have the aura that Benny had. Do I believe I have the aura sometimes? Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe. So maybe that's the key part of being the Benny. Are you a Ham, Josh?
I've been known to
I think I could be a Ham.
Yeah. I think Ham would fit either of us. I've got a little Squints in me.
Just a really good Squints is an integral part of the team. He was like a really good utility player. Like he was solid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He was solid.
Real glue guy.
Nobody's a Smalls with his big hat.
No.
Still don't understand his big hat. I should have asked Chauncey about the big hat.
Hey, what's with the big hat?
Is Smalls the inventor of the big hat?
Did Dennis Leary teach you guys some new words in your youth?
Big hat. We also got a video from Platcat during the break, flashback to last year of Rick Ross, who added a buffalo apparently to his farm.
Hey now,
which is exciting.
Very.
I don't know. I didn't know this was a career arc for Rick or a life arc for Rick. I didn't know he was like buying acres of land and getting animals. Maybe he is a lawn guy now.
Well,
no idea.
I mean, he just sits back at that compound in Georgia. It's like 250 acres.
Yeah, I didn't know what he had going on. I never looked into this.
They filmed Coming to America 2 at his house.
Really?
For the like, hey, here's the African palace in which Eddie Murphy now lives with the rolling hills.
Oh,
and,
gotcha.
Yeah. They filmed it at his complex in Georgia, and he just sits back, collects money from the hundreds of Wingstop franchises he owns, and
he does. Big
tends to the buffalo.
Huh. I didn't know that was happening for Rick. He looks great in the video that we saw.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't going that well for him for a while.
Just because you haven't heard of somebody like Jessica Alba, you didn't hear about her for 20 years.
Yeah,
she's a makeup mogul. She doesn't have to act.
What's she? So she's on makeup commercials. That's her bit now.
Well, she has like a line of makeup products and has done extremely well for herself in that.
Well, we
avenue.
miss her in the public sphere.
We do. There's another Fantastic Four movie coming. Come on back, Jess. We'd love to have you. Sauce Gardner doesn't know who you are. It's time to educate him.
Yeah, that kind of made me feel old.
It really did.
And it was like, wow, I do remember when Jessica Alba was like the heartthrob.
Still is. Hasn't aged a single day.
Yeah. The one before that was Jessica Simpson, and she has aged.
She has. She's gone through some things, and we sympathize.
The Jessica Simpson moment was significant, though.
It was.
It was really influential.
Probably in hindsight, it was a really quick moment, but it was significant.
It was significant.
Could not escape Jessica Simpson.
Or her shorts.
05?
Yeah.
I'm going to call it 05. I don't know.
She even got parts in movies. Like, she's not a good actor, but she was in that movie with Dane Cook. That movie was good. Employee of the Month.
Employee of the Month.
Employee of the Month. That movie's good, Josh.
She was in
That movie would be on my if we did Happer's Film School, that would be on the list for sure.
She was in Dukes of Hazzard.
Definitely, we knew that.
The Love Guru with Mike Myers.
Never saw that.
No one did.
She was very charming in Employee of the Month.
Apparently, that's the end of the list.
But Employee of the Month though, with Dane Cook. Dane Cook also very charming in Employee of the Month. That movie didn't age well, did it? Dak Shepard.
No, a lot of the he's the one who came away from that movie.
And he was the Dean Blandino.
He was.
Interesting. How that all went. All right. Quick stuff from Matt Rhule last night. Matt. Thank you. Matt Rhule. Just a couple notes. So he says the running back's in the deepest room. He clearly loves Matt Rhule loves Gabe. Maybe Matt Rhule loves Gabe Irvin more than Jim Harbaugh loves mowing his lawn. I'm not sure. He does though. That is not fake. He really likes that room. Then he's asked about the offensive line, and he goes on this kind of like, he gets on his soapbox a little bit, and he's like, "Look, man, I'm not going to say anything." I'm paraphrasing. I'm not going to say anything bad about the offensive line because they work hard. I know the narratives that are out there about our offensive line, but you got to trust me here. They're working hard. I'm like, Rhule, that doesn't really answer the question. The question was, are they good? And I'm not sure that we have an answer to that. But Rhule wanted to, here's the actual quote. There is no other position on our team bought into being a Nebraska Cornhusker than our offensive line. They could not be working harder at it. I won't take shots because I honor people's work. That's what Matt Rhule said last night about the offensive line. He also passed along the note that John Bullock was one of the best players on the team this spring. And making the move to linebacker opened up a whole future for him. Listen to the whole hour, and here's my big picture takeaway. So he used a couple of the buzzwords, the phrases that Scott Frost used. He says a lot of the same things. They honestly, they don't sound similar when they talk because they approach things in a very, very different way. But some of the buzzwords that they use and to get players to buy in, unity of purpose. That phrase was used last night. That was used plenty by Mr. Frost. Talking about things like, sending messages to the team and to players. Hey, you got to want to be here. Frost would say that all the time, right? You got to want to be here. We have to get guys who want to be here. Rhule will say it in his way, and he'll say, you have to have guys here who aren't coming here for the NIL and all this stuff, but they want to be a Cornhusker. That's what he says. They want to be a Cornhusker, all that stuff. So they use really, when it comes to stuff like that, and I think most of that is sending messages to players and the team and stuff and things of that nature. They really do use it, and they don't sound the same when they talk, but they use similar language when it comes to that piece of it. And I was sort of struck by this last night because I thought they say the same stuff. I think Rhule, so if we're comparing the two, and I know we spent a lot of time talking about how they're opposite in a lot of different ways, and I do think they are. I think Rhule has, and you could tell there's just a little bit more humility there. There's a little bit more humility there. And this is not just from last night. This is a conglomeration of all the things that we've heard from really both the coaches. I think there's a little bit of humility there. I think there's a little bit more life experience. And I think Matt Rhule, and I thought about this yesterday while I was mowing the lawn, actually.
This is a great place to get some thinking done.
This is before, and I thought about it as it pertains to Frost. Like, he didn't have a lot of experience in his coaching life, or really even in his playing life, of having to figure it out. Sometimes you got to screw up and you got to fail and you got to figure it out. And I don't like that's not how I would describe Scott Frost's comeuppance in college football as a head coach. He got in at a pretty young age. Connor Roy was interested in politics from a very young age. Damn it, Josh. Come on. That was funny.
I laughed.
Okay, good.
I didn't have my mic on.
Sorry,
but I
didn't
laughed.
hear it. All right.
Are you going to Oman after the show?
Oman. So I think Frost started young in the coaching game, and he knew a lot of people coming up, and don't get me wrong, Rhule did too. But I don't want to, at risk of being overly simplistic, I'll just say it this way: he kind of had it easy. And it all led to Nebraska, and it was hard here. And I think Matt Rhule's done it the hard way a couple times by the jobs he's taken, the places he's been, how he had to work his way up, and how he had to do it as a player and as a walk-on at Penn State. And I think that is really the key difference between the two. So when you talk about when bleep hits the fan, which it's going to, don't worry, it's all sunshine and rainbows right now. Something's going to go wrong at some point.
No, Connor, no.
I believe
Wet blanket Connor.
I believe in the determination, I suppose, of Matt Rhule and his experience of just simply figuring things out. I believe in that. And that's what I think the key difference is between those two guys. And I think that is, I can't guarantee you that that's going to lead to success. We don't know how much success, but I can tell you that it raises the floor quite a bit for Nebraska football.
Love a high floor.
It raises the floor quite a bit.
Speaking of Connor.
Uh-oh, what?
Have you seen it?
What'd I miss?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No.
The premier sports book in all the world has released their win total for the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Hot damn. What is it?
6.5. Could I interest you in 7 wins, Connor?
You
at
could
plus
not.
116.
You could not at this point in time. Nope.
Minus 142 for the under.
I do have a topic about this. We probably won't do it today, but it is simply this: over under 6, gun to your head. Where are you going right now? And I'll spoil my answer before I give it eventually. If you're asking me right now at this very moment, 6.5 makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
If you're asking me right now 6, I would be, and you're saying I'm going to kill you if you don't answer over or under. I would have to say under.
I would definitely say under 6.5. I would also say under to 6. Just too big a build.
I'll tell you a little bit more about why when we do this topic at some point. Trust me, it's pretty evergreen.
What a tease.
It'll come up at some point.
What?
Probably tomorrow or sometime this week. All right. We'll come back. We have more to come, including Josh's top 5 next on 1620 The Zone. But first, all right, here's where you need to here's where you need your information from the Squints interview. There is $50 to Cops on the line. $50 to Cops Pizza on the line. If you could be the first person to call in to 402-951-1620 and tell Josh on the first guess, you only get one guess per call, which part in the movie The Sandlot did Chauncey read for first? Audition for first. You tell Josh that. The correct answer, first person to get it, wins $50 to Cops. 402-951-1620. We'll be back with more next on 1620 The Zone.
Now live on Twitch, YouTube, and 1620thezone.com.
dust. It's in the living room, the bedroom, and the bathroom. It's also in your lungs. Let's fix that, shall we? Duck Defense Midwest offers a comprehensive system that cleans, disinfects, filters, and purifies the air. They'll make your home healthier and improve the life of your HVAC system. So improve the health of your home and everyone in it. Go to cleanairradio.com right now for a special air duct cleaning offer for Zone listeners. cleanairradio.com.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $22 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
DQ presents The Sound of Summer Calling. Hey, it's me, Summer. I know you're busy with Beach Days, Little League games, and all the other fun in the sun, but you gotta get to DQ ASAP Pronto right now. The new Summer Blizzard menu is here, and it brought 5 iconic summer flavors, like new peanut butter puppy chow and s'mores. Oh yeah, it's back. Oh, that's my other line. Everyone is pumped about this new DQ Summer Blizzard menu. I gotta go. See ya, DQ. Get it in the app. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Ever walk through a door and see all the trucks? Yeah, it's kind of like that at Gretna Auto Outlet. Half-ton trucks, 3/4-ton trucks, dualies, gas or diesel. Gretna Auto Outlet will be happy to show it to you. They don't call it truck heaven for nothing, you know. Stop in the climate-controlled comfort of the indoor showroom or online with the virtual showroom at GretnaAuto.com. Gretna Auto Outlet, open Sundays too, just north of Nebraska Crossing on Highway 6 in Gretna.
Are you looking to get your start in the transportation industry? 10 Roads Express is hosting an on-site hiring event this Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's for positions on their safety and logistics teams. 10 Roads provides pay up to $23 per hour, plus benefits, a 401k match, and vacation days. Qualified candidates will receive conditional offers on the spot. Stop by 10 Roads hiring event Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. 2200 Abbott Drive. It's just minutes from downtown Omaha. For event details, visit 10roadsomaha.com.
Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers are coming to Lincoln August 24th at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
On long hot summer day.
2 headliners, 1 night.
Ain't no man.
Tickets for the Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers with Mescadine Bloodline are available Friday at 10 through Ticketmaster.com.
Mama warned you.
Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers.
I'm a high-stepping
Don't miss Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers August 24th at Pinnacle Bank Arena, presented by Mammoth.
Hi, this is Sunny.
And this is Darwin with DJ's Dugout. We are proud to support the Nebraska Vietnam Veterans Memorial Project being built in Papillion.
Memorial tiles honoring those who served in the Vietnam War will be on display. If you have a loved one from Nebraska who served in the Vietnam War, visit nvvmf.org for information to support the Memorial Tile Project. DJ's Dugout is locally and Vietnam veteran owned. Dig in at the Dugout.
All right, congratulations to Pat, our winner, who guessed correctly that our previous guest, Chauncey Leopardi, who played Squints on Sandlot, originally auditioned for the role of Yeah, or so he told us. It pays to listen, Josh. Many are saying
quite literally, it pays to listen to the Connor Happer Show.
Pat's going home with $50 to Cops. We'll have a couple more of those throughout the week, so stay tuned. I imagine if you get your questions in for the tweet bag tomorrow, there might be some available there.
Maybe that's how we like to do things
as well. So it's your spot. This is where you need to be. Josh, top 5. What's our topic today?
Top 5 in honor of Squints gracing us with his presence.
Top 5 Sandlot characters.
That actually would have been better, but
damn it. Sorry.
Went with top 5 kids baseball movies.
Okay, I have strong opinions on
I
this.
thought you might. Now I've done top 5 baseball movies. This
Yes.
is kids baseball movies.
Baseball movies with kids or baseball movies for kids?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
I don't think there's a PG-13 film in the bunch.
Okay. Got it. PG baseball movies.
Yeah. There's even a G in here.
Wow.
God, come on. Take forever.
Number 5.
We start with the G, and that's what you think of when you think of Dennis Quaid, a real G.
Okay, I was curious about this one. Like, this is a kid's movie?
The Rookie?
Yes.
Yes.
All
It's rated G. It's a Disney movie.
It's not in the. It doesn't have the feel of some of the other movies that will
Right.
be named.
There are not children doing antics.
It's about an adult.
Yes.
There are not children doing antics. That's a good way to describe it. Yes. But I would agree. I think this is actually a very good baseball movie.
It is.
The baseball is good. I believe Dennis Quaid when he throws a baseball left-handed. And it's a tearjerker. Baseball movies are tearjerkers.
It's going to get you because it plays on the nostalgia. It plays on, going through the generations together and fathers and sons.
It's got that kid from 2.5 Men.
It
Everybody
does.
loves that kid. And it has Logan Roy. Logan Roy is the dad who doesn't give Dennis Quaid any attention that he craves.
That's true. That happened.
Yeah, he calls him sir,
I had forgotten about that.
And then he shows up to his. I actually watched this movie recently. I actually think I watched it like in various clips on TikTok that popped up. But like,
stop watching movies on TikTok,
dude.
Be an adult.
This is what keeps happening.
Pay for a streaming service.
This is how I know about all the gambling stuff that's out there. It's all there on TikTok. But he shows up at the end, and Dennis Quaid gives him the baseball from his first major league game.
Oh, here you go,
age
Dad.
40 or whatever.
And then Dad told him to bleep off at the end.
And the call between Dennis Quaid and the wife, who, by the way, real life, I believe they divorced. Real life, real Jimmy Morris doesn't seem so great, actually. But because I Wikipedia'd this afterwards. But the call between the wife and Dennis Quaid, hey, could you bring that shirt that I like to Arlington? Why would you need it in Arlington? You play for the Durham Bulls. Well, because I'm going to the major leagues. Hand it over to the kid from 2.5 Men. I need to tell him now.
You really did what this movie is fresh in your mind.
This is fresh. Yeah, this is real fresh.
Okay. Well, hopefully the other ones are fresh
They won't
for you
be.
as well.
Number 4.
Tired of people sleeping on this movie? So it's time we have the conversation. Angels in the Outfield. It's a fun movie.
I wouldn't put it on this list, I don't think. I would definitely not put it in front of the movie that you just named, The Rookie.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Danny Glover,
yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Most sports kids movies I've seen like 7 to 10 times. This one I think I've only seen once.
Adrian Brody, Dermot Mulroney. Hey, it could happen. Christopher Lloyd, of course. Tony Danza, of course.
Tony Danza.
Star-studded cast.
I don't think I can't object to this too heavily because I understand its place in history.
1994. This was the perfect time for me.
Yeah, yes.
I was in about 4th grade.
No, that's a sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you didn't that passionately like stop for it.
Well, I'm not getting a lot of pushback right now.
No,
and
I'm
I
sorry.
appreciate that. No, that's fine.
I can't go in on Angels in the Outfield. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
It doesn't get a lot of the baseball right, I'm sure. I haven't seen it in a little bit, but it's funny. It's heartwarming. It's a Disney movie from the 90s. Come on.
Nice.
You know it works.
3. Combination of 3 and 5.
Number 3.
Connor.
Yeah. That's me.
I think I know how you feel about this movie. And we might have a little beef here. It's Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, this is number 1 for me.
Oh, it's number 1.
Yeah, this is number 1 for me. On this particular list.
Really?
Yeah, this is number 1 for me. I would like to hear your other 2.
Okay.
But this is number 1 for me.
It's hilarious, first of all.
I agree. It's so absurd.
It is
I
how
mean, it's absolutely and completely absurd.
There's not a shred of this movie that is believable, but that doesn't matter.
There's adult jokes, there's kid jokes. The baseball pieces are just completely like they're so exaggerated. My favorite guy in the movie actually is Hito. He plays for the Mets, and his hands are made of sandpaper, so he sands the bat down when he grabs it. Oh my God, it's Hito! And then he goes like this, and then he hits the ball. He hits the ball like 7 miles, and it goes crack, and then he goes, "See ya." That's my favorite part of the whole movie.
He is who I picture whenever Daniel Vogelbach comes to the plate.
Yes.
I don't know if it's because they both
Good
play
one.
for the Mets or if they're
Danny
both
Burgers.
just a burly slugger, just
Danny
mashing.
freaking Burgers.
And who's the other guy? The rather large gentleman who plays for the Brewers.
Prince Fielder?
Nope. Currently on the Brewers.
That's
Rowdy
Tellez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rowdy Tellez looks like every villain in a children's baseball movie.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I'm a big Hito guy.
Every child should be introduced to Gary Busey in this movie.
They should be.
And then make the decision
Chet
on
Steadman?
their own whether or not they want to continue their Gary Busey journey.
How do you feel about Chet Steadman?
Love Chet Steadman.
Me too.
Brickma? Love Brickma.
Ah! The manager,
Albert Hall.
he goes, Gardenhoser.
Rousenow.
Good movie. Number one for me on this list. So we'll
Okay.
see what the other two are.
Number 2 is the one that I thought was your number 1.
Here comes 2.
Number 2.
Give me Little Big League.
Yeah, no, I can't put it over. I can't put it over Rookie of the Year, but I do like it, and I'm glad it's starting to get its due.
It's, while still absurd, let's be crystal clear about that, a little more believable than Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I guess so.
Also,
That you could just have a genius kid.
yeah, also came out in 1994.
Yep. I didn't see this movie until later. Until one of my friends like stumped for it. He was like, "Yeah, this movie is really good. You need to watch this." I'm like, "Actually, you're right. It was."
So I'm kind of learning something about baseball as a business in 1993 and 1994.
Wasn't that complicated?
Because 4 of these movies came out in 1993 or 1994.
Dude, it was happening.
I think Ken Griffey Jr. was just that big of a star.
Maybe there was an
loving
absence.
baseball.
There was an absence of baseball in the '94 strike.
Yeah,
It's like time to make baseball movies.
let's sell baseball to the youth of America.
Yeah.
By having Ken Griffey be a villain in Little Big League.
There's a real vacuum there.
Yeah. Interesting. Did not know that when I made this list.
I don't think we've had a good movie. We haven't had a good baseball movie since Moneyball.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't even know what it'd be even between like the 90s and Moneyball. Definitely not Trouble with the Curve.
Nope, we've established that on this show. Rookie of the Year is a great introduction to children and Gary Busey. I feel Little Big League is a great introduction for children into the career of Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina? Who's Dennis Farina?
He played the Twins manager who got fired. But the kid fired.
Oh, that guy.
That guy, yes.
I like that guy.
That guy is great.
Yeah, that guy is awesome.
He has played a Chicago cop in roughly 225 different movies.
Everybody go Google that guy. Yeah, he's good.
R.I.P. Dennis Farina.
That's funny that you say Chicago cop. He shows up in I'm pretty sure he's Nick Miller's dad.
Yes, he
in
is
New
Nick
Girl.
Miller's dad
Yeah.
in New Girl.
Nice. That's a great guy. That's a great that guy for sure. All right. Okay. Number 1. So it's, I think we know.
I think we know. I
Yeah.
think we knew why we did it in the first place, but it's not all about hot takes. Sometimes the winner's the winner.
Make it so, number 1.
Number 1.
It's The Sandlot.
It's fine.
It has withstood the test of time.
It has.
As the nostalgia children's baseball movie of our time.
Sometimes you just can't pick it because it's too obvious.
Well, I did pick it because it's that obvious.
Yeah, I understand. You're the one making the list. And your lists aren't designed to be hot takey. Your lists are designed to be truthful.
Generally not. No. And you, so you had Rookie of the Year as your number one.
Yeah.
I'm curious, where are you going number two?
Probably here. Probably Sandlot.
Okay. And then Little Big League? Or are you going
Little Big League, the Rookie, and then I got to find another one in there.
I had to find another one. No, I did not want to put Air Bud in here.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Bad News Bears. I'm sorry, Olds. It's a little overrated. It's fine. Also, not sure how child friendly it is.
Oh, what else do we have? You're running. You sort of start running out of kids movies.
I kind of thought, there's
Bad News Bears.
Yeah, there's a million kids baseball movies. Surely this will be easy to do. And then I got to 4, and I was like,
Hardball,
okay.
hardball, pretty serious, but with kids.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, do I do 42? Do I do A League of Their Own?
Moneyball. That is a kid in it.
Okay, that was not the only criteria.
She sings songs. She's really good.
And she became a great football manager with Denzel Washington, the world's greatest actor of all time.
Kevin tweets in. He says, best baseball movies between Moneyball and the 90s. Summer Catch and Hardball. That's literally it. There were only 2 during that time. So Summer Catch, I love. Summer Catch, good. We're Team Summer Catch on this show.
Summer Catch, fine.
Hardball, great.
Yes.
Hardball, great.
Yes. R.I.P. baby.
So we had 2, and they filled a need. I'm glad they were there. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is your top 5, which pandered to our audience today because we're talking Sandlot.
Or did it just nail it? Did it get a meaty hanging slider and I hit it out of the park?
That was definitely a juicy slider.
You decide.
We'll be back. Ellie French will be with us next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
At Emprise Bank, we're your partner in possible. And we believe that when we work together, your dreams are achievable, which means prototypes become production lines, startup plans become expansion plans, and the opportunities you see become the organization you run. Emprise is built for business, which means we're committed to helping you succeed. This is the power of possible. Visit emprisebank.com to learn more.
Hi again, everybody. Kent Pavelka courtside, getting ready for hail season with the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. When hailstones fall, be sure to make the right call. Just one call to the experts at John Higgins Weather Guard to work directly with your insurance provider. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau for the highest level of customer service. There are so many reasons, so many fans have used the winning team for their roof at John Higgins Weather Guard. Remember, when hailstorms fall, make the right call. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Hi, this is Kathy Knoyer with Knoyer Garden Center. The beauty and color of spring is in our greenhouse, featuring thousands of gorgeous hanging baskets and hundreds of varieties of Knoyer grown product. Come in and talk with our family of employees who will help you find what you're looking for. Whether it's home decor, annuals, perennials, shrubs, tropicals, or vegetables, we have it all. Knoyer Garden Center is located between Highway 370 and Cornhusker on 66th Street in Papillion. Open daily, 9 to 7.
At Knoyer Garden Center, everybody's got a green thumb.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save on the brands you trust. Right now, buy a DeWalt 9-gallon corded shop vacuum with accessories at a new low price of $99. Plus, as an MVPs member, earn 3 bonus points per dollar when you buy select concrete mix. You can then redeem for rewards. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Valid through 5/17. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 6/2. Subject to change.
Brent Rasmussen of Mortgage Specialists. Does it matter where you get your pre-approval? As a consumer, you have lots of choices when it comes to getting a mortgage pre-approval. You can go online or a mortgage professional like Mortgage Specialists. However, not every lender is the same. Online processing tools can pre-approve you in minutes, but it's more likely very inaccurate. We recommend that prospective buyers get pre-approved by a local lender. When you work with reputable local lenders, the pre-approval means what it means. You get a real evaluation of what you can borrow, and you and your real estate agent can have peace of mind through the entire process. Find out about pre-approvals and more when you subscribe to Mortgage Matters in Minutes on our YouTube channel. Just search Mortgage Specialists LLC.
Click mtg-specialists.com. NMLS number 5918, Equal Housing Lender.
Businesses of Omaha, settling for a website that looks like it's stuck in the early 2000s? Then it's time to level up with JM Online. Our local team builds custom websites that solve unique business needs. We're not your typical web design company. We're your partners in online success. Ready to take your website to the next level? Go to jmonline.com and request an initial call.
Attention sales professionals. NRG Media is looking for an accomplished business-to-business salesperson who wants to take their success and skills to a new level. Is this you? Our account executives work with local businesses to create marketing plans to help them get more customers. On-air, digital, on-site, audio, video, it's all part of what you can sell. A sales career with NRG lets you make a real difference. Get more info and apply online at nrgmedia.com. NRG Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
All right, Ellie French is coming up here in just a few minutes. Watching for the rain situation tonight. Hopefully that doesn't get too complicated.
You can't suspend a suspended game.
No, at that point it would be canceled.
Yes.
As well as the second game tonight, but it's I don't know. I think we're looking okay. Nebraska and Creighton going to finish up game number 2 of their 3-game season series, and then they will start game number 3. You'll be able to hear both of those right here on 1620 The Zone tonight, starting at 5 o'clock. Theoretically, hopefully it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know with the weather thing.
Everybody be cool.
Do we got to talk about Bob Huggins for just a minute?
The still employed Bob Huggins?
I think he's like impenetrable, like that dude hasn't been doing his job for years.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to bother the people at West Virginia that he's not bringing the wins or recruits that he once was.
I guess not. Like, I don't know. I guess
that's our guy.
I guess when you're a coaching legend, it's just you just do whatever you want. But yesterday, he decided to go on a weird Cincinnati radio show and say a really, truly horrible thing, and then
twice
double down on it and then kind of like laugh about it afterwards. Like when
you hear that thing I said, guys? You hear that thing?
Like, in what world is that okay to say, period? But in what world is it okay to say publicly? Where did he get this idea that he can say that on the radio?
Well, when you're Bob Huggins and nobody's told you no for the last 35, 40 years,
I guess so.
Tend to get a sense of entitlement. That's right. Boomers can be entitled as well.
Entitled. Interesting. The first ever entitled boomer. And then he put out an apology with a tiny baby font and a tiny baby West Virginia logo in the corner. And I don't know, he's supposed to act like that one just goes away. Like,
well, he said the thing that he said twice was abhorrent.
We've had cases where it's like, oh man, you hate to see it because the guy really made a mistake, right? I could almost buy it in the case of Glenn Kuiper. Like I could almost buy it.
That's
right?
That's
like
one where
you could see it.
Like I see the work that maybe that was a mistake.
Right. So maybe. But this is beyond any shred of a doubt. Like you did this on purpose and twice. You were trying to get a point across.
You wanted to make sure everyone heard you say that thing.
So you can't do an apology for it.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
That's just who you are.
That's just who you are. You can't no amount of apology. It's not the fact that like you said it and it came out of your mouth. It's the fact that's who you are. You have shown this now.
This isn't Tom.
Like Glenn Kuiper, I believe that he is an okay person.
This isn't Tom with an H. Brenneman,
right?
Who didn't know he was going out over the air and trying to hide who he actually was, which is a man of faith, of course. And
deep drive to left by Castellanos. It's going to be a 4-0 ball game. By the way, the Glenn Kuiper thing also in Kansas City.
Huh? What is it about Kansas City and inappropriate words? But yeah, I mean that. Bob laid his cards on the table. Hey, this is who I am. I'm comfortable enough to say it on the radio.
Like this is not. I don't want to be this guy, but like this is not an apologize and then it all ends situation, right? I don't think so.
I'm shocked that he's still employed today, but maybe
I'm not.
It is a contract large enough to where we need to get the lawyers on the phone and get our ducks in a row.
I am not shocked that he's still employed today, but I don't know. Maybe I'm shocked that we haven't heard anything. Like, has there been any statements from the athletic department? Has there been any statements from like the school president or anything? Like, this is.
I believe they have admonished him.
Oh, good. Oh, good. We also think that word's bad. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it. So
yes, they released their own statement.
Okay, good. So if you're just going down the road of, yep, we know who this guy is. We know what he does. We know what he says. We know how he is.
It's under review is the official line.
Okay.
From West Virginia
All right.
Sports.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was just a fine and then we all moved on. Because you're right, Josh. They've given him the keys. And by the way, how much longer is he going to be there? Like,
he's 69
like 10
years
seconds?
old. Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Just go. Just I could have easily seen a world where, they won an NCAA tournament game last year. If he just decides, okay, that's good. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like he's particularly interested in doing it anymore. Doesn't seem like he's been particularly engaged in the job.
Doesn't seem to be trying very hard.
Right. Even though they have good teams.
Over $4 million a year.
And they're assembling a good team next year. They got Kirk Kriisa, remember?
Forget.
They're assembling a good team, so I don't know. It's that's an odd one, and it's different than all the other. I think it's a little bit different than all the other quote unquote mistakes out there.
I've got him as the 9th highest paid coach in the sport.
Cool. So we'll see what happens with that one. Look forward to the results of that review.
Yeah, I'm
for Huggy Bear.
Sure, they'll be very transparent.
Quick chat with Ellie French next on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
They are the last people that want to have their industry be affected by people manipulating outcomes to take money from them. They want this to be on the up and up, which is why you have U.S. Integrity and you have other organizations that are out there to look over this, to see anything that's suspicious, red flag it, pop, and make something happen.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Knoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Your Tuesday afternoon forecast will include mostly cloudy skies with temperatures maintaining in the mid to upper 70s. I'm tracking an overall high temperature of 80 degrees. For tonight, showers to the south of the metro with temperatures cooling into the upper 50s and lower 60s. For your Wednesday, morning showers possible south of the metro, partly cloudy skies by the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
Shop Woodhouse Buick GMC first and experience the difference. You don't need to know any more because it says it right there. If you stop at Woodhouse Buick GMC at 119th and I, you're going to see a large array of new and pre-owned inventory. You're looking for a car, an SUV, a stylish SUV that fits the family, or that capable light-duty pickup truck, or go big or go home. You can find it all at 119th and I, or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Now, you never purchased a vehicle online? They make it really, really easy to take care of you and all of the same inventory in person is online. Check them out in person, 119th and I, Woodhouse Buick GMC, or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Email us on the Equitable Bank inbox with whatever is on your mind. Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. You can get me, Gary, at 1620thezone.com. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone Inbox.
Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers are coming to Lincoln August 24th at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
On a long, hot summer day.
2 headliners, 1 night.
Ain't no man.
Tickets for the Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers with Muscadine Bloodline are available Friday at 10 through Ticketmaster.com.
Boy, Mama warned you.
Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers.
I'm a high-stepping.
Don't miss Turnpike Troubadours and the Avett Brothers August 24th at Pinnacle Bank Arena, presented by Mammoth.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Ellie French, KETV Channel 7. Tuesdays with Ellie on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Not too shabby, eh?
All right. Ellie French is here, back in studio. The whole thing. Welcome back, Ellie.
Gang's all here.
Gang's all here.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me back on after leaving you guys for 2
The
weeks.
door's always open.
I appreciate that.
That's,
I could understand if there was some harsh feelings, though. Maybe.
There's definitely not any harsh feelings.
Okay, good.
Anybody can come in and I think that is a known thing around our building. Like, hey, if you want to walk, if you got something to say, there's an extra mic for you. Just walk right on in.
Just open door policy.
Seriously, that's how we do it here.
I
How are you? How have you been?
I'm great. I'm great.
That's a funny way to answer the question. I'm great.
I'm great because I just told you guys I just spent the past hour at Nebraska Furniture Mart for whatever reason.
You can really get lost in there, man.
I think my main reason, yes, which I only did like electronics, so I didn't even go.
That's where I beeline to, but it's still you still get lost.
Oh, it was like, again, I
TVs.
was convincing myself I needed a washer and dryer. And I was like, no, I don't. I live in an apartment that has like, I don't need, but they were so cool.
But you're thinking about it. You're like,
Yeah.
man, this would be cool. If
I
could-"
know.
And they have like I like to sample like whole kitchens that they have in there.
Yes.
You're just like, man, I like, this is exactly what I want. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So when I got the house that I moved into right now,
Mhm.
we went to Nebraska Furniture Mart. We're like, we have to get all new furniture because
Yeah.
we just bought a house.
Of course.
And they had like a setup of a room with the chairs and a table and a couch.
Mhm.
And we just went, this looks good.
We'll take it.
We bought the whole thing.
That's great.
It was
Easy.
amazing. It was amazing.
Nebraska
Furniture Mart loved us.
One-stop shop. Like you can get everything you need there.
It was truly
And that's
great.
the thing. I was like, as a kid, always stores like Nebraska Furniture Mart. And I always like wanted to live in them when I was a kid because I'm like, oh, you've got everything you need here. It's like if there was ever an apocalypse, like
Yeah.
you go to Costco or Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Yeah. And now you
You're
can like they serve beer in there now.
Yes. Oh, I always get coffee because they do like coffee,
Okay.
wine, beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the door, it's like no alcohol beyond this point.
What
It's
a-
like,
what
this
a
is a furniture store.
What a special place. And it's
I
coming off
know.
of a huge weekend where all the Berkshire people are here.
Well, I think that's what got in my head is I've talked with like my coworker who's from California too. And we're like, this must just be, I don't know if it's a big California thing or what, but like we grew up on C's candy. Like it was always
I remember C's candy.
oh my gosh. It was like,
Josh,
I-
you remember C's candy?
I do, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Like I would go to the mall and they had like all the malls in California had C's
The
candy
C's candy
stores.
store, yeah.
And you'd always go in and get the free sample. And then during the holidays, my dad and mom, like they'd always get a box of like my dad like the nuts and chews. So we'd get that. And we literally at the same time I'm talking with my coworker from California about this. I'm like, is this just a California thing? And we're both at the same time like, well, I grew up on, and we're like, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
We both did like every holiday we realized, oh, we all like had C's candy. And so I think I went in and I got my oh my god, it's the butterscotch squares. They had
Nice.
them there in a package, and I was like, oh. So
Nice.
I'm in. That's why I'm great right now.
So
I'm
that
on
was the whole
cloud nine.
purpose of going to Nebraska Furniture Mart?
I would say that it was one of the main reasons. And then I just wanted to look around. I was
And
like,
then
I
you just go
haven't,
around.
haven't been in a while, and then I got a new AirPod case. I needed one,
That works.
so it was very worth it though.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're back and you are state soccer was yesterday and today. I'm frankly shocked that you're not there right now.
I know. Listen. They're like, we have to give you your days off. Like you got to, because it's a doozy. State soccer started yesterday, and it won't like the finals are next like on Monday.
Yeah.
So it goes on for
All
an
day, all
entire
week.
week. Sunday is their only day off because it's like Class A boys was yesterday, Class A girls today, Class B boys on Wednesday, and then Class B girls. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Wednesday Class B boys, Class B girls on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday semifinals,
Then
and
you
then
start to whittle it
championships are
down.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's noon till 7:30.
So then state baseball starts on Friday.
Friday, I think.
Friday.
At least Class A does, I think, and they have C1 for the first time this year.
Yes, that is correct.
Class C. I think it's Class C.
Class C. Great Nebraska baseball tonight.
Yes. And
So
they have to like make up the delayed game, and then they have.
So they're
a
going to play
7 o'clock game?
3 innings and then another game.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're getting into it.
It's seems like it's going to be not busy once spring football ends, but then here we are all of a sudden.
No.
After this though, after this run of state tournaments and all that stuff finishes up, it's just baseball.
Well, I was gonna say then we're already thinking about like, oh,
What are you going to do?
College World Series, like our preview show. We got to do stories for that. Like, already thinking about all that stuff.
Ready
So,
for the College World Series.
yeah, it's like vacation is over. I realized. I was like, after.
There'll be a moment like in July, probably
Yeah.
July, early July. That's about it.
I think July is like the only dead period,
Yeah.
which to only have like a month
Yeah.
of a dead period is great.
I will give you an opportunity to talk about your Golden State Warriors. Just
I
go
only
ahead.
caught the end of the game last night. That's the thing, because I was let me just say, the state soccer championships are probably my favorite.
It's a great
They
tournament.
are so fun. Morrison is great. The talent is amazing. So I was there I did the noon, the
Look at that.
2 or 2:30 game, and then the 7:30 game.
On cue, Baylor Shireman just tweeted, Nebraska State soccer is lit.
Oh,
It's so it was packed last night. I'm like, this is just quarterfinals and it's packed.
It's lit.
But Morrison is such a great stadium.
Yeah, it is.
It's so I loved seeing so many people out there. So state soccer for me is probably my favorite tournament, just because the weather, like yesterday was hot, but they have that nice awning too that we stand under and film, and it's just
All
it's
the students usually show up, right? Because it's
Yeah.
there's good student sections.
Yeah. Oh, I would say, and like tons of people. The place is filled, so it's so fun.
You don't get it quite that much in baseball. Although last year the final was awesome.
I know. I think maybe it's because there is that slight overlap, but I'm glad that they're doing it. Tally Anderson's such a good field.
Oh, it is.
Like I'm
No, it's
so
perfect
happy
for
that they have the championships there. Because didn't that start like last year? Maybe. or
Yeah, last
something?
year was the first year because last year's first year Tal was open, I think.
Yeah.
And then they played the final there, and it ended.
It
in a
were
walk-off home
they
run.
Were both. Wasn't the B and the A.
And the B game
both
was
were
good too,
so-
because remember the guy went over the railing
and
for
he
the
like
catch.
flipped over and got it. Yeah. We
Yeah,
need
it's
more epic moments like that. However, Millard South isn't in the class. It isn't in.
They didn't make it?
They didn't make it. They lost to Burke yesterday.
Oh my God.
Andy told me this, and I was like,
Random Mike is going to
"What?"
be beside himself.
Boom, Burke, baby.
I couldn't believe it. And then, yeah, so I was like,
That
"No
is
shot."
shocking. I didn't know that.
I know. I was like, wow. So, but so
Gretna
much
has
talent.
scored roughly 7,000 goals in
Yes.
their 2
I know.
games that they've played.
Mikey Stukenholz
Matches.
is so fast. Like as soon as he gets the ball, you're like, he's gone. He's getting it. But so I caught a little bit of
Yes, back to the
end of the
Warriors. Yes.
game
Yeah.
last night. And Steph trying to be the hero at the end.
He did. He was pretty he took a lot of shots.
Yes.
He took a couple ill-advised ones.
It's really sad though that
I
he
still thought they
finishes-
were going in though. We were talking about this earlier. Like
Yeah.
they were bad shots. I'm just like, you know what? It's Steph Curry. Why not?
It's always
Right.
going
Go
in.
ahead.
It's not like with Poole, what was it, game 2, where he took that real deep 3 and everyone was like, what are you doing?
Not you, Jordan Poole.
Like-
you're not that guy.
I know, because that's the thing. Steph Curry can just chuck up a shot and it magically rainbows in beautifully and
It is,
swishes.
every time.
And you're like, how?
Yeah.
So it's fine
So
if he does that.
You become more surprised when he misses.
Oh, absolutely. And so to have those
It
two
missed.
that you're just like, but yeah, to go down 3-1, it's not looking pretty. And quite honestly, I was thinking this to myself last night. I'm like, don't be greedy. Like they just won last year. You've seen
Yeah.
them win 4.
I didn't know what to
think,
think of
like-
them though. I didn't know what to think of either of these teams. So I guess it's surprising from that standpoint that either team is up 3-1, because I don't know that
Yeah.
either of them are really that good.
Yeah.
And I didn't think much of the Lakers, going into the playoffs, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just playing each other, right? And someone
That's what
has
it
to
seems
advance.
like. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. I mean,
But then
that,
one of them will beat Phoenix or Denver.
yeah, it's like, Steph is going to do his thing and LeBron's going to do his thing. I feel like the key for the Lakers is just like what AD does. Like if he
Absolutely is.
like has a great night, like I mean they could win the series. Like if they go back to San Francisco and he has a night.
He
like,
frustrates me so much because
I think he does a lot of people, yeah.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah, he does.
I watch him, I'm like, oh my God, he's so talented. He's so good at basketball. And then he will go through entire stretches of seasons where he
Mhm.
just doesn't try.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
I know.
cool guy,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. And then he'll have a game like game 1 in this series where he goes off. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's
And then you're
really
like,
good.
That's Anthony Davis right there. Like that's so if that happens in this next, like it could, but yeah, it's just the supporting cast for Golden State just isn't really there. I mean,
No.
like Clay it was great that he had a night the other night, but it's like it's just there isn't that consistency. There's no Splash Brothers. Like it's just
No, there's
just
there's the 2, and Clay's had it a little rough, and
Yeah.
then not much else going on.
Yeah.
Not
So-
much else. Ryan tweeted at us. He said, "You guys need
Hi,
to
Ryan.
do a breakdown of all brackets for high school baseball." All right, I'll tell you what I know.
Connor does a John Boy style breakdown of the state baseball brackets.
Ellie, what do you got on? What do you
Great.
got on state baseball?
oh, like just information?
Yeah, give us some takes.
Well,
I did see the brackets
Millard
come out
West
today. Oh, Millard West is good.
is very good.
Not surprising.
Elkhorn North, I think it's supposed to be pretty. I'm trying to remember who else is like sneaky good. To be honest, I haven't looked at the full bracket.
I haven't either.
I can't remember if it's maybe Bennington's the one that's supposed to be decently good, but
See, this is what you asked for, listener
know.
Ryan. This is what you asked for.
I like truly have not. I just, like I said, know that Millard South didn't make it. And I was like, what? Because they lost in their district to Burke
So
yesterday.
it appears as if it's Bellevue West, Elkhorn South, Grand Island, Gretna, Lincoln East, Millard
Elkhorn
West,
South, also really good.
Papio South, and Prep.
I think Prep's pretty good too.
I saw the story. I think it was Matt who did the story about the kid who got a hit with a broken wrist.
Yes, that's the Prep.
Jack
Prep
Teely.
kid, which was awesome video.
Yeah,
It was
incredible.
really
Great
cool.
story.
But yeah, I think Preps, because they were, I think they because they hosted their district.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if they ended up, because Burke beat Millard South last night, and then Burke played Prep for the district final.
Gotcha.
And I didn't see if Prep had won yet or not.
It looks to be Prep.
Prep
Yeah.
is in, Burke is not. Prep at 19-10.
And that's the thing is, I think Prep, regardless, like if Burke had beat them, they were still going to get in based on like the points
Okay.
or something. Because there's
The wild card points.
yeah, the wild
Mm.
so they've got to be pretty good. I actually have not shot like a Prep baseball game at all this year though.
Class B, Beatrice, Elkhorn North, Elkhorn, Gross, Norris,
Oh,
Platte Valley,
Gross.
Scott, Wahoo Newman, Lincoln Lutheran. That's like a trio.
I did film the district final with Gross and Blair, and Gross,
they have a good pitcher.
yes, the one that's going to Creighton,
Connor Capisi.
Capisi, yes, who pitched a gem, 16 strikeouts.
See,
in that district final.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, see, he's on it.
I saw several state baseball games last year, and I will see several state baseball games again this year when I'm sitting there for several hours at Werner Park doing public address.
See, amazing.
That's what I will be doing.
Apparently, there's one day. Like I said, I have to still look at the bracket, but I guess there's like a triple header on one of the days, and so Andy was like, "Yeah, you will be at Cal Anderson,
Yep,
all day."
That's
I
how
was
you
like-
get. That's how you get prepared for the College World Series.
I was like, "That sounds perfect."
It's just a day in a ballpark.
I was at Morrison like all day yesterday. Minus, I did swing over to Bellevue West for Bob Woodard's they had a little retirement party for him.
Very nice.
Which was fun. And he was great. I was like, this could be your last interview ever, Coach Woodard. And he
was like, sweet.
He literally, he was like, thank goodness. But no, he's so great. And it was fun to see former players. Like I was talking to two guys that were part of the, like, I don't know if it was 5 and 6, 05, 06 that they went back to back, but they were part of the back-to-back teams.
The Michael Jenkins era. You may be in there. It could have been one of those guys. Yeah.
But I was like, it was just cool to see. And he said they had guys from his first state championship win, and then obviously he's got guys from this year.
They keep that family pretty close.
Yeah.
Which is good at Bellevue West.
And the cake was amazing. Like a
course.
Costco cake. So
They pull out all the stops at Bellevue West.
yes.
Fantastic.
So it was cool.
So it's busy time.
Yes, but fun. I really like this spring season is fun.
Me
The
too.
sports are fun. It's great.
You're not stuck in an arena, you know?
Yeah.
Just out.
Yeah.
And you got freedom of movement, move
Yeah.
around a little bit.
Truly though, like seeing so many people at Morrison last night for the quarterfinals was awesome because I don't think there were that many people there last year, even for the nightcap.
So take the
Like,
advice from Ellie. Go see a state soccer game at Morrison
It's
this week.
so worth it. It's a big venue. You can sit in the shade if you want. You can sit in the grass. Like it's so well done. And yeah, I would say like if you've got, just go watch a game.
Drop by
and see some really talented kids. Like the talent of soccer in specifically even in the metro, but just in the state. Like
I think
there's-
so too.
There's a ton of really talented
It's
kids.
a little bit slept on, and then it populates the local teams, and
Yeah.
they are successful.
And
So
I've never been a big soccer fan to begin with, but truly going to state last year and seeing it and covering it, I was like, wow. I'm like this is fun because
Yeah.
I haven't taken my
those are
free
great
time for it.
atmospheres.
Yeah.
They,
So
yeah, and they get the whole
100% recommend. And
student
Baylor
section
Shireman,
going.
like you said, tweeted about, he gets it.
Baylor Shireman's there. He gets
So-
it. He said it's lit. And so we
Lit.
either believe Ellie or believe Baylor. Either one. It's
Yeah.
true. Ellie, thanks for stopping by.
Of course. Good to see you guys again.
Talk to you soon.
Good.
That's Ellie French of KETV. You can find her at State Soccer at some point this week. We'll take a break and round things out next.
Calm down, guys. It's Just a Girl. Tuesdays with Ellie on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. Omaha's most listened to all sports radio station. Again and again and again. 1620 The Zone.
Ever walk through a door and see all the trucks? Yeah, it's kind of like that at Gretna Auto Outlet. Half-ton trucks, three-quarter-ton trucks, dualies, gas or diesel. Gretna Auto Outlet will be happy to show it to you. They don't call it truck heaven for nothing, you know. Stop in the climate-controlled comfort of the indoor showroom or online with the virtual showroom at GretnaAuto.com. Gretna Auto Outlet, open Sundays too, just north of Nebraska Crossing on Highway 6 in Gretna.
Are you looking to get your start in the transportation industry? 10 Roads Express is hosting an on-site hiring event this Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's for positions on their safety and logistics teams. 10 Roads provides pay up to $23 per hour, plus benefits, a 401k match, and vacation days. Qualified candidates will receive conditional offers on the spot. Stop by 10 Roads hiring event Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. 2200 Abbott Drive. It's just minutes from downtown Omaha. For event details, visit 10roadsomaha.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 11th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let us handle all the details steps away on the south side of Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination. Blur Events takes care of all the work so you can enjoy the day.
DQ presents The Sound of Summer Calling. Hey, it's me, Summer. I know you're busy with Beach Days Little League games and all the other fun in the sun, but you gotta get to DQ ASAP Pronto right now. The new Summer Blizzard menu is here, and it brought 5 iconic summer flavors, like new peanut butter puppy chow and s'mores. Oh yeah, it's back. Oh, that's my other line. Everyone is pumped about this new DQ Summer Blizzard menu. I gotta go. See ya, DQ. Get it in the app. DQ. Happy tastes good.
All right, final couple minutes here on the Connor Happer Show, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Thank you to Ellie French for dropping by. And yeah, we are busy with state championships this week. We'll have plenty more tomorrow with FanDuel dropping that win total.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got to do 4 full hours on that. No breaks, no guess. So that's tomorrow's show. Book it. Poll questions. Do you want a Kendall Roy hat? I do not.
No.
It's just blank and it's blue and it costs $300.
Not a good hat.
No. 93% say no. Do you know the price of a good cashmere hat? No, I don't.
And I'm shocked Gary did.
96% also say no. Is there an age limit to cotton candy?
Kind of.
I'm going to say yes, actually.
Yeah.
59% say no. Most voted on poll of the day. Is the traveling concession stand vendor the soul of a sporting event? Yes, this is my theory, and I'm sticking with it. 72% agree.
Hey.
Look at that. Does Matt Rhule, I almost said Mike Riley, does Matt Rhule make his bed every day? I'm going to vote no. I would say he skips some days.
Seems unlikely, especially with him flying solo right now.
70% say yes. Is Taylor Swift this generation's Bob Dylan?
No, she's
no,
better.
she's not. No, hey, whoa.
She's better because you can understand what she's saying.
Josh is a Swiftie. No. 72% agree.
Sad.
Me and the boomers. Who's more passionate about their subject, Jim Harbaugh mowing the lawn or Marcus Satterfield in the huddle?
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh seems pretty into the lawn thing. 53% say Harbaugh. And finally, who is the more successful Jessica? Jessica Alba or Jessica Simpson? This is very close. I have to think about this a lot.
I didn't include Jessica Biel. I apologize.
That's okay. I think it's Alba, but the Simpson star shined brighter.
Yeah, it's that thing of, do you want to go?
But it burned out faster.
Yeah.
Even though the Alba star burned out too.
But she quietly amassed kind of a fortune.
Yeah, I think it's Alba.
Doing makeup.
68% say Jessica Alba. Those are the poll questions found at Happer Show Josh, what are we watching tonight?
We got a pair of game 5s in the NBA on TNT tonight. 6:30 tip between the Sixers and the Celtics. Series back in Boston, tied at 2. Suns Nuggets, Connor, 9 o'clock tonight. That one also tied 2-2. Will Jokic get any help?
I sure hope so.
He needs it.
Is it a big Aaron Gordon game?
Ooh.
Is it a big Michael Porter Jr. game? I sure hope it's one or the other.
You never know.
Otherwise, it's trouble.
Hockey, we got a pair of game 4s on ESPN tonight. 6 o'clock puck drop between the Hurricanes and the New Jersey Devils.
Now.
There it is. And the Crack House will be rocking tonight in Seattle. 8:30 puck drop for Stars Kraken. Game 4. Seattle leads 2-1.
Look at your crack
They can
shirt.
take a commanding 3-1 lead. Oh, I can taste it. It's gotten to the point where I know we got to get going, Bear. It's getting to the point where in that third period of these Kraken games of this team I weirdly adopted,
You're starting to sweat?
I'm starting to like, oh my gosh.
That's playoff hockey.
Yeah.
The playoff hockey got to him.
It is tense. Baseball, Braves are on TBS where they belong tonight. 6:20, they host the Red Sox. Astros, Angels, 8:30 on MLB Network. Shohei Ohtani on the bump for the Angels. Nationals, Giants, ESPN Plus at 8:45 tonight. College baseball, Nebraska and Creighton, 7 o'clock. You can watch it on CBS Sports Network. Just game 2, though, if you want the full experience, called by people who know what they're watching.
There it is.
They
Let's
know
go.
they know the players. They weren't just handed a roster 7 minutes before they went on air. The conclusion of game 1 and the entire second game
John Bishop
can be heard right here on 1620 The Zone and at 8 o'clock on ABC
John
tonight.
Bishop. I know people.
That's right. Judge Steve Harvey returns, Connor, for season 2. Cases tonight include exes in a legal battle over car loans and former best friends suing over a football bet.
Cool.
Steve Harvey's going to rule on those.
That actually kind of sounds fun.
It does sound like a humorous television.
But
program.
I'll be watching the basketball, and I might be at a baseball game. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is the show. If you miss anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Crossovers next.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio,